What is going on, everybody? How are we doing on this fine Thursday evening? My name is Eric, and welcome to Q2C VR Gamer Live. We are a weekly VR talk show that airs live every Thursday, not at 9:12 p.m. Eastern Time, Destiny 11. And we air live to everywhere from Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok. Maybe sometimes Kick sucks, but we're still in there every once in a while. But if you cannot catch us live, you can always catch us afterwards on your favorite podcast platform. But before we go any further, let me say hello to my partner from the great Canadian Northwest. Mark Zuckerberg claims that another Canadian can do everything that Todd can do and do some things even better for a quarter of the price. But I think Todd is just overrated by all his fanboys. Todd Jackson, what's going on, dude?
Diddly ho diddly.
Do you have fanboys? Are you like the?
I do. Yeah, I think J-Brat's my biggest fanboy.
He is too. I don't disagree with that. I think you do.
And Scott's a close second, I think, maybe.
They do absolutely love you. I think that's absolutely true.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
I do love that opening because I think Mark Zuckerberg definitely thinks that other Canadians can replace you. And you're way overpriced, I think.
For a seventh of the price, apparently.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I could find a cheaper Canadian to come and do this show. Dee, do you agree? Dee, do you agree that we can get a cheaper Todd that's not as good a pass through, but it's really darn close?
I'm gonna say it again. Don't pull me into your two's bullshit.
It's not bullshit. I'm just asking.
No.
It's not me.
No,
it's Mark.
no,
it's not
no,
me, Dee.
no,
I'm not
no,
saying these
no,
things. I'm not saying. Mark Zuckerberg called me and said, "Look, we got better Canadians than you got on the show, and we can do them way better and cheaper, and we got better hand tracking
for a seventh of the price."
Hand tracking.
There's nothing wrong with my hand tracking.
Nope, I can do my hand.
Oh shit! What is going on, guys? How was your week, Todd? How was your week? And then we'll say hi to Dee. And how was your week? Go ahead, Todd. What you
do? It's crazy busy.
You always hold on now. Stop. You every week you say crazy busy.
I am a very busy person. I don't like to not be busy.
It sounds disingenuous when you say it every week.
Well, to give you an idea, I was in VR for 27 plus hours this week.
Nice. I like it.
Which is pretty good.
How many of that was playing games?
Probably 13 of it, 14 of it. Maybe.
Oh, okay, that's a good number. And the rest was doing work.
Probably 15 and doing work, 15 or 16 doing work, and the rest playing games. Yeah. And to most of your surprises, a lot of it, not all of it, but a lot of it, maybe 3 hours, 4 hours maybe, was on the PSVR 2.
Wow. Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that because you absolutely hate the PlayStation VR 2 and you streamed the PlayStation VR 2 last week. He's such a hypocrite, D.
I know.
Hypocrite.
I know. But Zimtalk made me do it. So
I know. I will say that that I probably was in a VR headset for about the same amount of time as you this week.
No way.
Maybe even a little bit more. But it wasn't any headset that you see behind me. And it wasn't made.
You spent 30 hours in the Apple Vision Pro? I don't believe you.
I'm pretty sure I did. I've used it. Todd,
wow.
We're going to get into this later. And I'm not going to give anybody my thoughts on the Apple Vision Pro. All I'm going to say right now, not until later, all I'll say right now is I have not put a regular VR headset on since, other than a very short period of time of two things I had to do for work, since I've bought the Apple Vision Pro. I have not put another headset on. All of my time has been spent in there. And while I was in there, I haven't played one VR game.
That's just
not
stupid.
One, but I've spent a ton of time in there gaming.
Oh, right. You're playing flat games in a headset.
Flat games in a headset.
D, you streamed today.
Games.
We'll get
yes,
to it.
I
We'll get to it. You streamed today, D. You streamed 2 of my all-time favorite games. You did play marbles, I think, right? Early on, you started with marbles.
Yeah, I tried. Yeah.
Okay. We have a Scott Albright sighting with a $99.99 super chat. What is going on, Scott? Thank you, man, for the super chat. You are awesome as always. We appreciate it. And Todd, D, we'll get back to your stream in a minute, but another amazing week from Combat Waffle Studios and Ghost of Tabor. The numbers coming out from them. They have absolutely, for a game that's already been out for over a year,
Right?
or almost a year, is absolutely crazy that it's doing this. It's doing the numbers that it's doing just by launching onto the Quest Store. What a freaking huge, amazing success. And to the point where I watched a video by BMF, the comparisons of Apple Vision Pro and Quest. And he was talking about in the video, he told me these numbers, I don't know, Scott. Matt said in the numbers that Ghost of Tabor has done over $50 million. And I'm like,
Wow.
I know it's done really, really well, but Matt was like, yeah, $50 million. And it just came out of App Lab. And I'm like,
I think Matt got that number wrong.
I got that number a little bit wrong. But we know, reported by Ghost of Tabor and Combat Waffle Studios, over $10 million.
Before hitting.
In App
On
Lab,
the
before actually hitting
way
the store.
to 50 mil.
Yeah, on the way. Yeah,
to
yeah.
50 mil.
It's
That's
a
right,
speed bump, and then you're over a speed bump, and you're at 50 mil, right? I mean, it's coming.
for sure.
Coming. But yeah, it was too funny. I'm so glad to see that Matt did a nice segment in that video today on Ghost of Tabor, basically just stating how well games can do when they're done right in the App Lab store. He was kind of talking about that as a kind of a closed, semi-closed, semi-open system. So Matt did a great video, by the way. Everybody go check out Matt, BMF VR. He did a great video, basically just showing Mark Zuckerberg's little video he did, and kind of reacting to it, and just talking about, Mark was talking about the open, semi-open, closed ecosystem that is the Quest, and he mentioned Ghost of Tabor and how it, was an App Lab, and how it did so well coming out of there. So it was just cool to see Matt kind of mention them in the video. So that was pretty awesome.
Super cool.
Yeah. So Dee, you streamed Marbles for a little bit, then you went to two of my favorite games.
Yes.
You went to Gazzlers, freaking love Gazzlers,
Yeah.
and then you went to go for the Light Brigade. So
Yes, I
what
did.
a great afternoon of streaming, and you streamed for a long time too, right?
And I didn't plan on it, but I just picked up Gazzlers on Steam, which is only $15, by the way. So goodbye.
Yeah,
so
hell
pick it
yeah,
up.
Yeah.
great deal.
And then played around with that for a little bit, and then I'm like, you know what? I ain't done yet. It's still early enough. So my favorite shooter, Light Brigade.
Hell yeah.
Finally got through that second difficulty level. Now I got to work on the third. Ugh, so awesome.
When am I going
love
to
that
get you in
game.
back into Ghost of Tabor?
Dude, me and Benny went in a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Did you go to Modka and do the new Modka map, or did you guys do
What
an
did we
island?
what did we do, Betty? Help me out on this. There was a beach.
You were an island.
Oh,
There was a
okay,
beach. You were an
yeah.
island.
Island, yeah.
Sure.
right, yeah.
Beach Island.
We got to get you back in there. Me, you, and Betty should go in. We could play and go in. We'll take you to Modka. They have this new maps coming. There's an underground map coming from Ghost of Tabor. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait for that.
If we get out of here quick enough, early enough tonight, let's do this tonight.
What's the odds of that happening? I'm
We
telling you, Dee,
can do
I
this.
don't know. Listen to
Do
me.
this.
I don't know if I can put another VR headset on again. I'm a little nervous.
It's ridiculous.
So you're
Don't call
Turn
me
into an Apple
ridiculous.
fanboy.
How
You
dare
are
how
ridiculous.
dare you?
Emotional, damn it.
How dare you call me an Apple fanboy? That's absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah, no. So Dee, fun with if everybody wants to catch you streaming, where can they catch you streaming? Because that was cool to see you streaming.
on Twitch. I did start YouTube, but I'm still working out the AV1 settings with that. So,
Nice. I love it.
but yeah.
You'll catch Dee. I look like you were having a lot of fun today, ignoring
It
me
is
in your
great.
stream. I think it was awesome.
Dude, I was muted. Come on,
I'm
man.
talking to you. Oh my gosh, she just must be really
And I-
intense in what she's doing.
And I was talking shit, dude.
To me? I didn't even know.
Yes.
See?
I'm like, we could have played because he was like, oh, the trifecta of games, and mentioned Mother Gunship Forge. So I'm like, you know what? If someone wasn't in a run on their one game, we
I
could
know.
play
Me and
right
Betty.
now.
Me and Betty need to finish. I like number one. I have a solo run.
Yeah.
I can't do anything solo except for that. And number two, me and Betty have a multiplayer session. I think we're at level round 300 or something like that. And
You guys got
we're
to finish that so we can put that rest.
I know.
See how
I think
far
we
you
can.
make
I think we can take the whole thing. We got a Mr. Tasselhoff sighting. He's been a channel member on YouTube for 22 months. That is freaking awesome. He says Eric, the Apple Fanboy, and Todd has a fan club. No,
And his camera froze. Excellent.
Oh no.
See, that's what happens when you get an Apple Vision Pro in your house. It takes away
Yeah.
all your bandwidth so that it can do update. Oh, he's back.
did I really disconnect? That was
Yeah,
weird.
Totally froze out there for a second.
Yeah,
It was rigged. It was fixed. I know what I want to ask is because is Scott still in the chat, and I don't know how long he's going to stay, so I want to ask him now. So I was at Combo Waffle Studios last week doing, I was there for the day on Thursday. They were awesome, brought me into their studios. It's absolutely amazing. They, made me feel part of the team. We've helped out, them quite a bit, but it actually made me feel like, part of their team, which is awesome. And while we were there, I brought my Apple Vision Pro because they all wanted to try it. And Scott, who had already ordered one, but it wasn't coming until sometime in March, he tried it on. He's like, I can't wait. And I'm like, dude, if you call the store, they may have one in stock. Just go buy one, and then you can.
They didn't sell out like I thought they were going to, so there is store stock.
Yeah, every store was going to get some, like certain amount of them. I don't know how many, who knows, but they were going to get some in store. Like they were holding them back for just that purposes. But Scott was in love with it, and then soon we went and got it that afternoon. Like I'm going to go pick it up. So we went and picked it up that afternoon. He grabbed it. He got back to the studios, opened it up, was testing it out, was in the headset quite a bit, playing around with it. He was blown away by it. So like my question for Scott, if you're still here and you're still listening, are you still like completely blown away with it? You're a weekend now, you're a weekend now. Are you still using it? Has it lost its like luster for you? Because that's
the honeymoon over.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to talk about too later in the show. I'm 2 weeks into this thing now. Going to talk a little bit about what I think of the headset and where I am at with it. Now, look at this. Is awesome. This was literally about an hour before the interview that we did, the live interview on our show. We were just sitting in the lobby, and he's just like, I'm gonna go jump in a movie, and he was having like something to eat, and he was just having a blast, man. He was absolutely loving it.
I'm wondering if the honeymoon phase is over for him, or if he's still using it.
Yeah, no, I'm curious for sure. I'd like to know, and I will give my comments on it later. I have a lot of thoughts about that headset and where it's gonna go from here, and what I think about it now, especially with the declaration of war by Zuckerberg, which I thought was awesome. Guys, we haven't gotten to our chat yet. Let's do that now before we go way too far, and it's going to take me an hour and a half to read it all. Mind Jive is here. Warmark is here. Kubo92. J Brat says, we got time. We always have time for you, J Brat. Qcreator is here. Says, I'm lost in No Man's Sky, but listening timestamps may be a little late this week. That's another thing. I don't have it on the docket to talk about tonight, but I probably will anyway. No Man's Sky has an Omega update. They have a new Omega update that's got a ton of new stuff in it. It's a free weekend, is from what I can understand. So I don't know what platform it's on, or maybe it's all platforms, but apparently it's free this weekend. Am I right with that? Somebody check me in chat. But it said something about a free weekend. So can you play No Man's Sky for free this weekend and test it out with this new Omega update? Let me know on that in the chat. We've got Assassin 32
says,
is
true
here.
Story.
Truth, Betty, truth. Chris 9989, Air Force One is here. Todd Q2C VR Gamer, VR Spry Guy is here. Happy belated birthday, Spry Guy.
Belated? Today's his birthday. What are you talking about?
No, it was yesterday. Yeah.
No.
Michelle B is here. Destiny 11, who was not correct on their bet. You lose. Destiny 11, sorry. We actually almost were going to wait till, because you said 9:13 was your pick.
Yeah, we were going to wait till 9:12 and then
wait till 9:12 and then go live. But we had to go when we had to go. Mepper is here, absolutely saying hi to everyone as he always does. I think I said Michelle B. Orland Hooper's here, Todd. Orland Hooper's jacked, yo. Yes, he is. We have a Grey Wolf sighting, Todd.
It's Grey Wolf.
Like a boom, 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 boom.
Love that. Let's see. Who else do we have? That was Mrs. Grey Wolf, by the way. I don't know if Tribe is here or not. Michelle Verheyen, I think. Michael, Michelle, I can't tell. I apologize. I probably butchered that like crazy. But Arlen
Never
Cunard is
butcher
here.
names,
No,
dude.
no, I don't, Dennis. Not in any way whatsoever. Chi-Town D. Chinatown D. Michelle B, I said, Destiny 11, Air Force One. Brandon VR is here. Mr. Tasselhoff, as we said earlier. Let's see, who else do we have? Techno Glitch is here.
Wow, another super
hi-
chat from Scott I want to throw up. If I hit the right button.
Nice.
Another $5 from Scott says, I love my AVP and I have close to 20 hours in it since last week.
That's
So the
awesome,
honeymoon
dude.
is not over.
Not over. I didn't think it was going to be. How amazed he was and blown away when he tried that headset. I didn't think that would be the end. Like, I would have been shocked if that's what if he said, the honeymoon's over, I'm not really using it.
Yeah.
So good to hear, Scott. I love it.
Good to hear.
Hijack Gaming is here. Techno Glitch, I said. Sim is here. AppJ is here. Mateo is here. Says, yo, what's up, Mateo? How you doing? We have a Creeper Betty VR sighting. What is up, Betty? How are you doing? Zell2318. Let's see. Who am I missing? Holy moly, there's a lot of people. MickyBerr is here. MickyBerr is going to be joining us out of GDC, Todd.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Like it. Mickey
like
Barrios has decided that he wants to insert himself into this VR industry, and he has been going to pretty much a lot of events. It's been pretty amazing, and it's always awesome to see him at these events because he's freaking amazing. So anybody out there, if you want to go to a VR event, be like Mickey, go to the VR event, give him a big bear hug, man, because he's awesome and he freaking gives games out.
Come hang out with us. It's super fun.
Yeah. Who else do we got here? Kensai Gaming VR is here. How you doing, dude? Scott Albright, as we said.
I think that's it.
Is that it? TBC
No, we got
VR
it.
Gaming?
Je ne sais quoi.
Nice. Captain X77. Like I said, TBC VR Gaming. Jenna Sequa. What's up, Jenna? How are you doing? Let's see. Anybody else? There may be some creepers here at the end. Mind Jive? Did I say Mind Jive? Samson 143 VR. Brycub. Nice D.
More
Way to
VR.
go. More VR is more VR. That's all I gotta say. More VR.
D2D. Hello.
D2D. I love it. Awesome. Thanks for being here, everybody. Let's get this show on the road because we've got a lot to talk about tonight. There has been it's crazy. There has been just so much going on in the news, and I wanted to talk about it. One of the biggest things, and I may have a bit of a rant tonight. One of the biggest things that I wanted to talk about, and me and Todd talked about it on Tuesday in the Patreon show prep meeting with the patrons. What we wanted to talk about, and I said, Todd, I think I want to put Ubisoft on there, and I think I want to put you in the Assassin's Creed hood on the thumbnail with the hood on. I thought that was cool, but I want to talk about Assassin's Creed and Ubisoft because their positioning here is quite odd for me. Now, let's just say this first. Ubisoft has been a pretty big supporter of VR over the years. They've done several games in virtual reality. They have dipped their foot in from time to time and come in and come out. But they have been for what we would consider a AAA studio. They have been a pretty big supporter of virtual reality. So number one, I applaud them for that. But there isn't they had their Q1 earnings, or was it Q4 earnings? It could be Q4 earnings, I assume. But basically, they came out and said that while Assassin's Creed Nexus sold okay, which is their terms, okay, it didn't do as well as they thought it would do, and not making as much money as they thought it would. So they are going to pause on VR right now because they don't think the VR market is supported enough right now. And those are sad statement. I hate hearing that. Assassin's Creed Nexus, Todd, was one of my favorite games I played this year. I love Assassin's Creed, and it's absolutely great in VR. But sad statement from Ubisoft.
Yeah, it is. It was a little shocking. They didn't really say that they're going to pause. They said that they're going to decrease investment, I think is how they termed it in VR.
Yeah, I mean, basically,
it's pretty much politically correct way of saying.
Yeah,
we're not doing it anymore.
Yeah, let's read it and see what they exactly said. We have been a bit disappointed about what we were able to achieve on VR with Assassin's Creed. It did okay, and it continues to sell, but we thought it would sell more. So we are not increasing our investment on VR at the moment because it needs to take off. We have been very impressed with Apple, with what Apple came up with, and we think it's fantastic hardware. But we continue to look at this VR business, as something that we have to look at, but not invest too much in until it grows enough. To me, that sounds to me like maybe they're not going to kill anything that they currently have.
Yeah, because they do have current projects on the go.
Yeah, they have.
I
They
hope
have
that means they're not dumping them, right?
Yeah, they have Dance Dance, I think, or something, or Just Dance, or one of those dance things.
Just Dance, I think.
Yeah, but I don't. This sounds to me like they are not going to be probably doing any new VR games. So like I don't think we'll see anything new on the horizon. Now, like they may have this title as dance title, and then maybe one other maybe that they're working on. So it doesn't, and they haven't announced that they've killed any of these. But that statement to me is not good. It's not like them going, "Oh man, this was great. We're going to start doing VR more." The Uploads VR Game of the Year, by the way, last year, Assassin's Creed Nexus. And I don't, not necessarily that I would have voted for that one. I don't know. But I think I would have had it in the discussion.
Yeah, it was in our discussion for sure. It was a great game.
With Virtual Strangers, it was my vote for it didn't win, but it was my vote for Quest Game of the Year. I think did it win? It might have won. I don't even remember. This was one that me and Roots got in a big fight over during the debate for Quest Game of the Year, because he didn't think it was enough of a full Assassin's Creed open world game, where I thought it was exactly like the original Assassin's Creed, where now Assassin's Creed, as they got later in the life cycle of that series, did become these open world behemoth of games. But in the original, it was very much similar to what this was. And I just thought the game was great. And on the Quest platform, I thought it was awesome. And so did a lot of people, Todd and Dee. Dee, what did you think of it at first? Let me ask you.
It was all right. You know, I mean, have I gone back into it? No.
You think that is the case because of the game, though, or just because there's so much to play?
It's a good combination of both, I'd say.
Yeah, and that's another thing, too. Like, look at where they launched. Like, I know Ubisoft's a smart company, and they've done VR before. They launched with Power Wash Simulator, Vampire the Masquerade, Demeo Battles, Pavlov Shack, Sniper Elite, Winter Warrior. And then right after in December. Yeah. So they launched in November.
Close.
And yeah. So I mean, plus there was other games too, but those were just some of the big ones. But yeah, in December had a whole bunch of other ones. So they launched in an extremely competitive time with a great game.
But that's an IP. That's a game that would have held its own, right? Like they could have waited till March and dumped that game, and it would have done better, I think.
Absolutely. If they launched that game right now,
the
end of February, early March, I think it's a different story of initial sales. Now let's take a look at their sales here, and this is something that I want to talk about. Where the hell are my notes? All right, here's where here's where I take some umbrage with Ubisoft. Okay, because they say the sales did okay. Basically, it has been figured out that they've sold probably somewhere around 225,000 copies in 3 months. You sold 225,000 copies at $39.99. You've made $8,997,000 or $750. $8,999,750
in revenue.
Almost $9 million. Okay,
in 3 months.
In 3 months, you've made $9 million, sold 225,000 copies. Ubisoft, what did you think you were going to get out of this? That's my biggest question. Do you think the VR market can sustain and support flat game spending? You can't.
Well, they look at 10 million Quest users and think 225,000 is nothing.
Then that is them making a huge error. Huge error.
Exactly.
That is ridiculous. You cannot spend like I don't know what they spent on this game, but if they're saying that they're not making enough money or haven't made enough money, they probably spent somewhere between 6 to 8 million. Probably, maybe more. Maybe they're losing money.
Yeah, I think maybe right now they probably are. But it's 3 months in.
Seriously, it's 3 months in. You've made almost $9 million already. That is a mismanagement of your
Ghost of
your
Tabor,
budget.
game of the year. It took 14 months to make $10 million.
Right, but they made it
These
for
guys
a
did it in
quarter of
3
the
months.
cost. A quarter of the cost, I bet.
For sure. I'm just talking revenue though, not profits, right?
Right, and that's why that is a success story. Now look, Ubisoft owns the license, so it's not like they had to go out and pay for the IP.
Right.
Okay, they own the fucking IP, so they didn't pay for that. So that means they put all of that money into the development of it. I guarantee you that Meta gave them money to advertise. I guarantee you that.
More than likely, yeah.
Meta gave them money to do marketing. Meta gave them money to do advertising. Meta did a ton of advertising for them.
Mm-hmm.
So most of their budget was spent on development. Where in the world did you think you were going to make that kind of money? And to where you go now, it did okay. If you spent
we're
$3
assuming
million
too, right?
to make
We're
that game,
assuming though. We don't know what their expected profits are.
I don't care. I don't care
Yeah,
because
but
if it's more than what that is, then they made a huge miscalculation by a big company that should know better.
No, I'm not saying they made a mistake. What I'm saying is they made $9 million in revenue. If it only cost them $1 million to make the game, maybe they're just not happy with the $7 million in profit. They wanted $50 million in profit.
Then again, that's a miscalculation on their part.
I'm totally agreeing with you, but I think that's more the case. I don't think they spent millions. Like I played the game. It's not a $9 million
it's great. No, but it's great. But it's great. But I think a non-savvy VR company, a company that is a flat gaming company that doesn't normally make VR games, could absolutely throw millions at a game in VR that maybe a company that is used to making VR games doesn't have to do.
Could be true, yeah.
I mean, you can get somebody like, Red Matter 2, was going to make the game for the quarter of the price because they're savvy and good at what they do and make great VR games because they know how to make VR games. Ubisoft has dipped their foot in the water and probably hired another VR company to make their game. And they probably misjudged how much they should have spent on this thing. Do I think they did this thing for $1 million? Not in a world did they do that. I guarantee you they spent probably $4, $5, $6, $7 million in this title.
You think that
guaranteed? Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Which is a mismanagement completely. If they're coming out and they're like, the sales are okay. The sales are okay. That is a huge
compare that to one of their
on
flat games, right? Like they're one of their flat games in 3 months will make them 80 million.
But again, if they're thinking that this is a flat gaming market,
that's where I think they've made their mistake.
They're out of control,
is good,
man. If anybody else made Assassin's Creed and made it for $3 million and had sold $225 million in 3 months, by the way, and here's the deal too. VR games have long tails. And what I mean by that is it's not like the flat gaming market where you have to get all your sales in the first 3 months or 4 months or 2 months because the next big game is right around the corner. The next big IP or AAA game is right there. You have a very small window to sell your game. If you don't sell it in that time, you're screwed. I think that Assassin's Creed could just sell as many between now and summertime as it did between November and December or January.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. Because you have all these new people coming into VR. You have a lot of people that just got into VR that haven't had a lot of money yet because they spent a lot of money on holidays, and they're not going to start spending until March, April, and May. And then they're going to look for games to play. We're going to be in this little cycle of we don't have as many games coming out as we did in the holidays. They're going to be looking for something different to play, and they're going to go get Assassin's Creed, or you're going to get new people coming in. So the sales tail of VR games is much longer than
That's
it
why
is for
I think
flat games.
the release date was a mistake. Like they should have waited till the slow time. Like we should have waited till March when there isn't a lot of VR games in the market, and this is a huge IP that everybody knows. And when you're battling against, I don't know what the golf, people are going to buy Assassin's Creed when that's all there is to play. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I think the rush to get it out for the holiday season was a mistake for sure. Yeah,
and in the end, I guarantee that they think they're going to end up doing quite well with this title. Well, they're going to do quite well for a VR title. Yes. But I don't know what their expectations are. Like literally, when I see that they made almost $9 million in 3 months, you know what I mean? I find it. I just want to know what they spent. I really want to know what they spent.
That's the question, right? And then we can have a little bit more of an understanding on why they're upset.
Yeah.
Are their expectations out to lunch, or did they just spend way too much money on this game?
Like launching then, where did you think you were? Well, like, let me ask. I would like to know this. How many copies do you think you're going to sell? Like right out of the bat, right out
Well,
of
they
the
see
gate?
10 million headsets. They're going to send, even if he sold, I don't know, 10% of that. That's $1 million.
And you're selling your game for $40 with a lot of people that just got into VR for the holidays. That's an expensive game right out of the gate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was bad timing.
It's on sale right now for like 33. It's like 20% off, but
Yeah.
it's a great game though. That's the sad part, right?
It is a great game.
I really
all
enjoyed
right
it. I really
Me
enjoyed
too.
it. Like
It's all right. These is
It's
like that, stabbing people in the back of the neck, and I had so much fun. Just
you can
my own
and
head.
later in the game it gets so freaking good, man. The number one, the story gets really good.
Yeah.
With the intertwining, different stories that you get to do. The environments get even better, like as you go. I absolutely love it, man. I really do. I think they did a great job with that game. I just think they miscalculated. Like, I don't know what they spent on this game, but literally that much money in 3 months for 90% of the VR companies is a huge win. A huge win. And I just feel like they mismanaged their money and they did not look at the entire market. I really don't. I really think they shouldn't have, because they have done VR games before.
It's true. That's not their first forte. Zel2318 says 10 million headsets, but how many are in storage? It's not even the question of how many are in storage, but how many were purchased for kids who only play free games.
Exactly.
That's a huge percentage of Quest owners.
Or how many Quest
But
owners
but
don't
a VR company knows and understands that and doesn't look at the 10 million and expect 10 million people to buy their game. No one ever expects that. So
yeah.
I think being a flat game developer, it just totally mismanaged how they, their expectations for this game is just out the
and again, it's not just how many are in closets. Like, how many people don't jive with what the game that, like, the type of game Assassin's Creed is. It's a stealth game. It's a stealth adventure game, and not everybody jives with that. So then you're already like bringing your market down a little bit just when the type of game it is. It is a huge, storyline. Some people just want to get into VR and do Beat Saber or do crap. That's awful. If you're playing Beat Saber over Assassin's Creed, I don't even want to know you. Like, you don't even have
you don't even have a soul. If you're playing Beat Saber over Assassin's Creed, forget you.
I would probably choose Beat Saber over.
Oh my God, Todd, take her off the screen before I lose my shit.
Damn it.
Dee's giving the deuces. I'm out. I'm gonna lose my shit, Dee.
Dude, lose it.
I don't know. I
don't
just
hold back.
Again, it bothers me when these companies come out and like blame the VR market, because to me, that's what they did here. Again, they backhand the VR market on the way out. Like, you know what? Yeah, this VR. He's like, this VR business.
Yeah.
This VR business. We can't be bothered with this VR business. We only sold $9 million worth of stuff. Like, it's not worth their time. You know what I mean? Because they mismanaged their game and mismanaged their budget.
Mismanage their expectations.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then you're going to backhand the market on the way out.
The name itself to sell more copies.
Sure, I would say a lot of it.
No, unfortunately, with Assassin's Creed, I think that horse has been beaten so many times. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many Assassin's Creed games. It's almost to the point where you got to come up with something else because no one wants to play them anymore.
I mean, I think it helped.
First time coming to VR was
that's where it is.
That was a big deal.
That's
right. This is our first time we've seen this franchise. It's amazing. So more people should buy it, I think, because it's an amazing game.
Yeah, no, it's super cool. It's a great game, and that's why it bothers me that this has happened to them, and not even that happened to them. Like, it bothers me that their mismanagement puts a bad light on putting AAA games into VR. Like, to me, I just think you have to manage your budget in the proper way and have your expectations set. Like, can there be money made here? Yeah, absolutely. Ghost of Tabor just proved it. $10 million in App Lab in the first year. Haven't even been to the main story.
Their year's sales after, now that they're in your face when you go to Meta's website now.
And I don't, Scott's not going to come out and tell us what it costs to make Ghost of Tabor, but I can tell you it wasn't anywhere near $10 million. You know what I mean? They're doing really, really well. They are a success story. Games can be made, great games can be made for the less than what they're trying to throw at it here. Like, they wanted to be a powerhouse. They wanted to come in and say, we don't fuck around. We're Ubisoft. We'll put 20 million behind this game and then we'll lose, 20 million. Well, That's just dumb, Ubisoft. You cannot just think because you're Ubisoft and because it's Assassin's Creed that you can spend any amount of money that you want on your IP title in VR, and it doesn't matter because people will buy it, and there's 10 million headsets out there. That's a huge miscalculation on your part for a smart company that just came in and they kind of like made a bad taste in other people's mouths for VR. That's the stuff that bothers me. Like now, Ubisoft does this. They mismanage their money. Okay, they come out and they're like, the VR market's too soft. We're not going to invest in it anymore right now. That bothers me because they just heard it, Todd, for every other AAA company that maybe was thinking.
Yeah, now Epic Games looks at it and says, "Oh, if Ubisoft's not doing it, maybe we shouldn't do it."
Yeah. D, what's so funny?
The trickle down effect. For
Nothing.
sure.
Oh, you were laughing.
Yeah, I can't laugh.
Well, I just want to know what you're laughing about. Was it something good?
It was something funny. Yeah.
Okay.
About the taste in your mouth.
Okay. You know who else likes a bad taste in their mouth?
Yeah, see, but now it's too
Oh, it would have been perfect. You should have said it when I asked.
I do not dare to interrupt.
When the two of us are on a roll, you don't want to interrupt.
I know, not with a joke. If it was something
Don't do it, we'll
like
kick you out.
yeah, see,
too funny.
I want to stay here.
But that's all I got to say about Ubisoft. You know, I think it's a great game. Deserved better. You know, I don't know. Deserved a better send off. I mean, hopefully, I really do think it'll continue to sell, and it'll do well. It doesn't help it when Ubisoft comes out and says we're not going to support it anymore. You know what I mean? Because people are going to think now, well, they're not going to support their games. They're not going to probably put any money into doing any fixes or patches or DLC. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But that's what people are going to think.
What was the thought process and why the decision-making process? I'd like to know this. So why is it an exclusive on Quest? Why didn't that go to PC VR? More PC games know the Assassin's Creed world than VR gamers.
Yeah,
So
and even
that would have
PlayStation.
been
I think,
a huge fucking deal. PlayStation, I don't know about that, but
yeah,
Steam, I think would have been
If there's
huge.
an option PC versus Quest, I'm always gonna go with that. Not the Quest, the PC version of it, because it's 99%
Smoother, better graphics.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So-
I mean, I think they probably
They can still do that. They can still pull it out and port it over to Steam and make another $10 million.
I thought they would push it to PlayStation, but now I don't know now. Like the problem is everything is up in the air with them now. I don't know what they're thinking. Like I don't know if they're like, that's it, we're done. I'm not going to put another dime into it, so I'm not even going to port it to PlayStation. Or now I'm sure that probably Meta made it an exclusive. They're like, we'll do this for you, we'll do that for you, make it exclusive for 6 months. So maybe that's what
exclusive is okay.
I think that's probably what it is.
Weird. Yeah.
And maybe originally they had plans, okay, we'll do that and then we'll go to PlayStation.
That's true.
But shit, I mean, are you if you're Ubisoft, are you running to put something on PlayStation right now? You think you're going to make a lot ton of money?
I'd put it on Steam before I put it on
Shit,
PlayStation
I don't know if I
VR.
want to put it on. Like, where am I putting it? If I can't make money on Quest, where am I putting it that I think I'm going to make more money?
Look at the Ghost of Tabor numbers, right? It's $3 million on App Lab, $7 million on Steam is what they made. That's their $10 million. They didn't make $10 million.
Is that what the breakdown was?
That's the breakdown.
Yeah.
So there's $7 million on fucking Steam that can be made on the game, on DLCs, on. It's just so much money to be made on Steam. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, agreed.
ridiculous.
Right. So yeah, I don't know. They're either whoever wrote that article or publicly, made that announcement just doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about.
That was their CEO.
Really?
That was their
It wasn't just their marketing
it was
team,
the
that was the
it was the
CEO.
Ubisoft co-founder and CEO Yves Guillemot.
I don't think Yves knows anything about VR gaming.
Well, it's that he's not gonna invest in this VR business.
Okay, that's dumb.
Number one, the fucker
Yves,
says VR business.
You need to
Like-
reevaluate.
Like he's an old
that
man.
comment.
Like, I'm not gonna invest in this video game business.
Yeah, that's a little weird, Yves. I'm not gonna lie.
In this VR business.
It's a little weird, dude. I think you should reevaluate that.
I know. I just think it's funny. I don't know. Just Dance VR was going to be a Pico exclusive. Not going to happen anymore. That's going to go to everywhere now. But they're talking, Project Demigod just reached 100 grand in sales. And that was an App Lab in Steam. And that's brand new. So that's done pretty damn well.
Awesome, Tatum. Ha! Get off my lawn, you VR gamers.
VR business.
right?
How dare you
You
bring this VR
whippersnapper.
business to me? You know what I mean? So I don't see him being a big
Don't get-
proponent of VR anyway. He's probably causing fucking goggles. Hey, let's put on those VR goggles. I hate when people do that, dude. Or when people say the VR. Hey, let's go do the VR.
The VR. Yeah, I got a client who calls everything cloud-based the iCloud. It drives
Don't
me
do that.
freaking batty.
The Oculus. Let's go do the Oculus.
Let's go do the Oculus. You guys want to do Oculus this weekend?
Oh, shit. Let's go put on those VR goggles.
Oh my god.
Ay. All right, let's move on. I've had my rant. It's over. Ubisoft sucks. I'm not supporting Ubisoft anymore. Until he comes out with something great I want to play.
Yeah, right.
I'm back, baby.
Comes out. Yeah.
Oh, shit. All right. What else we want to talk about tonight? Vail launched today. You guys
Vail
interested
launched
in
today.
Vail? Yeah, Vail launches from App Lab to
Metastore.
there's another one that started. Vail started in Steam.
Mhm.
Pretty popular game in Steam, and then went to App Lab, spent some time in App Lab, and now they're headed to today they headed to the Quest store proper. We got an Alex VR sighting. It says, well.
That's what I was just gonna say.
He says, well.
Hey,
What's up,
Ruby.
Alex? How you doing, man? Mr. Lord Beavis is here. What's going on, dude? So yeah, I mean that's a pretty cool. Have you played Vail, D, Todd?
No, I haven't. I have it on the Quest, but I just
The
have
Quest?
again. So the Quest.
I got it on there. I got it on them VR goggle fingers.
Dude. You know what?
It's funny. I like it. It's fun.
Emotional damage.
The train of thought has
you have
derailed.
it.
Now
You have
just
Vail
move
on the
on,
Quest,
dude.
right? The Quest.
On my Quest
There you go.
3. Yes.
Love it.
I have not played it on the Quest yet. I've only played it on Steam.
Nice.
And quite a bit.
Yeah. It's I played a little bit of it. It's like a 5v5, right? Multiplayer, 12 environments, or 12 maps. Now launching on the Quest 3, all different types of weapons that you get to use. A lot of different game modes, which I didn't really know about. As many of the game modes as they have. They have like 8 or 9 different game modes. Like, they have the
Holy
normals like capture the flag and deathmatch and all those, but they have a whole bunch of other
Kill
ones. Kill
confirmed?
confirmed they do have.
Oh my
They have a-
God,
They have
now
a
I
gun
just wanna
game
play
too, I
Call of
think. I'm pretty
Duty.
sure.
Oh, do they? I
Oh
didn't
my
even see
God, why
gun
were-
game.
I think they have a gun
Dude.
game.
Cool.
Oh boy.
And
it's 5v5, you said?
5v5.
Dude, you know what we should
That's
do?
cross-platform, so there's tons
The
of
3
players.
of us and those virtual stranger guys?
Yeah, we go in there at 5v5 and take on,
5.
and then we take on some other people. We take on like the Rough Talk guys and Skiva and Alex.
Podcast wars.
Podcast Wars. You like it? Podcast Wars.
Dude,
Podcast
trademark patent pending.
Oh, is there a puppy sighting? And my dog here? Something?
Yeah, he's running around behind you.
Nice. So yeah, I mean, congratulations
That'd
to
be
Vail.
cool,
I
dude.
do like, I again, congratulations to Vail. I do like seeing all these games finally come out of App Lab into the store proper. I think the program is finally working the way it was supposed to work originally, which was games actually get to come out of App Lab. That was the whole like that was the whole point. You go to App Lab, you hone your game,
Flush
it
it
to-
out. It's like the what do they call it? Early access.
early
right?
access, your training grounds.
Yep. Flush it out. Get all the bugs worked out. Easier to update and patch quickly
But who
And
do
then
I
when you're
play
ready-
for, Mickey?
into the store.
But who do I play for? Us against VR Crewcast, but what side do I play on?
Our side.
I'd be against the Crewcast.
The hell's wrong with
Against my
you?
brothers.
Who started?
Who started your career, jackass?
Who started your career?
What about Virtual
Wow.
Strangers? They're going to be on our team, right?
They're gonna
What
be on
about-
our team. Yeah.
What about Wes and Roots? They're on Crewcast.
Virtual strangers?
No. That's why we gotta cut the crew cast because that's too much of
Cut the
a
Crewcast out.
plethora
Crewcast.
of.
Screw the
Screw
crew
those
cast.
guys.
It could just be Brad and
Everybody-
GT against the rest of
Brad
us.
against everybody else. Brad's like,
Yeah.
just get me out of here and get me into VR chat.
He's the only Veil character running
Why
around
you
with
gotta
ears.
say it like that, dude?
Get me into VR chat instead.
You're such a
Oh man, I love VR chat.
I still haven't been
my
in
God,
there.
you've never been in
Even
VR
I've been, even I've been in there.
No.
My
Dude,
God.
in IRL, I am socially awkward. All right, I'm probably the same way in freaking VR.
That's kind of why the VR chat
Yeah.
thing kind of works, is because you can go in there and you dress up like a monkey or a dragon or whatever the hell you want, and your social anxiety just goes out the door.
Yeah,
I want to see D dressed up as a monkey. You could be a furry.
Monkey D, monkey doo doo. Is that what you're saying?
Nice. I love it. I love it. But yeah, what I was saying with App Lab, I think it is finally working now the way it was supposed to work. Like the whole idea of the App Lab is you graduate, you do your thing, you get to graduate out. For a long time, it seemed like there was no path. Like there was almost no games coming out. The only games that were coming out were probably games that didn't even deserve to be in there in the first place. That were kind of graduating. I think Warplanes was one of the first ones that probably should have never even been in there.
Yep.
I agree that App Lab has a place. Like I think it does. Like I think it's a really good place for people to be able to put their developers be able to put their game before it's ready to go to the store.
Agreed.
It's when they do what they're supposed to do and then they still can't get out. That's
like
when
how
I have
long
a
was
problem.
Gorilla Tag in the App Lab store because it couldn't get to the
Far
meta
too
store?
long.
How
That
many
game made
millions?
millions and millions of
Jesus
dollars.
Christ, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it took forever. But now, and they said it at MetaConnect back in November, September, October, whenever the hell that was.
Yep,
That they were
they
going to
did.
fix App Lab, and it's evident that it's working because
Which-
they're getting out quicker.
Which they are too. They're making
Mhm.
they're trying to help with discoverability of App Lab games. They're not so hard to find. They're helping them with promotion in ways that you can in different ways to promote App Lab games so people know they're there. So I think overall I think Meta really likes the App Lab program, and it's something that they really believe in. And it's good to see now that it's working. It's good to see 2 weeks in a row we have two amazing games come out. Ghost of Tabor, which again, Ghost of Tabor, I think probably could have went to the store, but it was probably good for them because of where they are now. Like that game is so much better now than even it was 6 months ago. You know what I mean? They have put so much work into that game in the last year. To where that game is now to where it was when it originally launched in App Lab is a different game almost. Like literally. It launched with one map. Remember when it launched?
Yeah.
It had Silo. That
Silo
was it.
was it. Yep.
I mean, so if Ghost of Tabor launched directly at that point onto the store proper, they probably would have got roasted at that point because if you launch into App Lab, at least you can say we're in App Lab, we are working on our game,
We're an
or
early access title. There's bugs
Exactly.
we know about. Blah blah blah. Yeah, no, it's super smart.
and as long as you're upfront and you tell people the way it is and what you're working on, and you're open with your community and you have a good roadmap, that's how you do it. And then when you come out and you do launch, now they've got 3 maps with a 4th one like literally around the corner. Like literally, that 4th map is going to be here in no time. You've got all these different types of weapons. They've redone the entire, the training simulator. That's
tutorial.
completely, the tutorial is completely different. Thank you. I completely whiffed on tutorial.
The tutorial guy is still there, and
Yeah, he's still there, but it's so much better. When that launched, there was no tutorial. It was
originally
videotape.
nothing. Yeah,
It was a videotape. It was you were in the bunker. You grabbed a VR tape. You put it in the thing, and you watched a video on how to play the game. And they gave you the absolute basics, like almost nothing. Like literally, you had to like almost be brought into the game and taught how to play it. At least now they do have a proper tutorial, and again, so much in such a different place than it is now. So think about that for App Lab and how much better it can make games and why, and that's where it functions, right? That's where App Lab is a success. It's when you get stuck there, then it's not.
Yeah, that could be frustrating.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you say, they're fixing that. So,
all right. Oh, I'm out of breath, guys.
Breathe in. Let's everybody just take a second.
Yeah.
I played so much goddamn VR this week. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, let's get into that. Let's tell us what you've been playing in VR.
So I've played like 4 or 5 hours of Gran Turismo 7.
Yeah. So you played. So just give everybody some context. Zimtalk 5 has a. He's got like a.
It's a monthly racing club where
Exactly.
there's I don't know, I think 25 people or something in the club total.
Yeah.
It gets anywhere between 12 and 15 or 16 players once a month, get together on PlayStation VR 2 and race and smash into each other and call each other names, and it's just so much fun.
It is
This
such a
week
blast.
I decided to stream it.
Yeah, that's cool. You
I
streamed
thought,
it to the
I haven't
channel.
streamed in so long, so I thought,
Either
what
have
the hell?
I, dude. Either have I.
Let's
like
do it.
Like the stream.
And other than I had audio ups and downs wrong, you know, like I'm not set up to stream anymore. It's been so long, so I got to fix that stuff. But people are having troubles hearing me. But other than
who was in there with you? So Zimtalk 5, you,
a ton of his crew that I don't know. So they
was
were,
Mike VR Oasis is usually in there racing.
No,
was
he wasn't in there. GT
was in his
there.
Apple
GT
Pro,
was coming, but
Pro
he didn't make it in.
Yeah.
Brandon VR was there.
Wow, Brandon made it in, huh? Nice.
Yeah, him and I were battling for last place in every race.
Well, I mean, some of those guys in there, like I know, like
they're so good. And they got all the right cars too, right? Like
yeah, they
2 weeks before the event, he puts out a spreadsheet that shows you what kind of cars you can use and the races that were going to take place.
Yep.
I didn't get that spreadsheet, so I had no
you had all the
idea.
wrong cars.
I had no preparation whatsoever.
Yeah.
But get in, and he's like, "Okay, any car up to PP level 650," and I'm like,
PPZ.
I don't got anything near the 650, so I have to go in with a car with 580 or something, and then I get my ass kicked. So
you suck.
Yeah.
Good,
so, but it's because of that, I'm now playing a ton more of it because I'm trying to unlock more
trying
cars.
to level up for next month.
I haven't
like
played
level 25 on the
multiplayer.
menu system.
You haven't played multiplayer?
Oh,
That's a lot of fun, man.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
And Brandon, I love you, brother, but you need to find your brake pedal.
You were just gunning around everything.
Oh my god, he just smashes into every wall and every corner and every card's in his way.
Oh my god, that's
we had so much fun.
I love it, man. I love it.
It was super fun.
It's a lot of fun. That's one of my favorite games. I have not been in there in a ton of time either, but I do want to get back to it. Yeah, there's some really good racers in there because they race a lot, and a lot of them have like motion.
All have
they have motion rig sims.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can hear some of them.
rig,
Like we did some dirt track racing, and the car, and you're bouncing around on the dirt track, but you can hear the motion rigs from the other guys.
Buck has a fan system,
bouncing them around like
A fan
crazy.
system.
Yeah, Buck has a full cockpit motion rig. You know what I mean, with full motion, and he's got fans that blow air on him based on when he's moving or not. So he's got the fans hooked up to the game. So as he goes faster, the fans get more, and as he goes slower, the fans get less.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I'd love to try one of these rigs out, but then again, I don't, because then it's going to open up a can of worms that Dee
Yeah, right. And I've been playing so much of this lately. Now I want a wheel again. I gave up on the wheel thing because I had stopped playing on my PlayStation, but now I'm like hooked on this stupid Gran Turismo again.
It's so good.
I've been shopping around for a wheel. So
it was
while I was
my
shopping
game
around
of the year. It was my game of the year. It was my game of the year. Again, for the Virtual Strangers voting, we all go through and we vote together and we come up with a consensus for the award for game of the year. And I don't, I can't remember. I think Resident Evil 8 Village won as game of the year, but my vote that I pushed for was Gran Turismo 7. I thought it was the best game that we played last year. Not that any of those other games weren't fantastic. I had so much fun in a lot of PlayStation games. But for me, Gran Turismo 7 was next level, game changingly shocking, jaw dropping.
I just wish it was available on other headsets.
If that was ever available,
game,
even close to what it looks like on Quest, if you could do that on Quest,
or even native Quest,
even with like 3/4 of the graphics, holy crap!
Yeah.
Just don't give me like grid graphics, like from the game Grid.
Oh my god, no!
The pole position Atari 2600 graphics.
Yeah,
Grid. What a garbage graphic game that was.
So then, as you know, my big screen showed up.
Yeah. So did you have you? I want to know, have you used it much? So you said you spent 30 some hours in VR this week, right? Or 23 hours in VR.
27 or something.
13 of it working. 13 of it gaming. The rest working.
Yeah.
Right?
3 or 4 of it playing PSVR 2. The rest playing on this.
Did you use that hot piece of garbage?
For 9 hours of it.
You spent 9 hours in there.
3.5 hours last night.
Really? What were you playing last night?
Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Did you do the Dune download? The Dune DLC?
I got hooked on the Gran Turismo. Thought I'd buy a wheel. Pricing out wheels, trying to find bargains. It was like I'm cheap, and then they're too expensive, so I haven't bitten a bullet. But right down there,
I can't see. Oh, is your flight stick?
I bought a new HOTAS.
Oh, is that new?
Brand new. Just opened
it. Which one is it? Is it the Logitech HOTAS?
No, it's the Thrustmaster T4 HOTAS.
I think I have that one.
It's
hot ass. Yeah.
Oh my god, it's awesome. So I bought that. I got Microsoft Flight Sim. I downloaded the Dune DLC.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Have you never played Star Wars Squadrons with a HOTAS?
Not with a HOTAS. I have with a flight stick, just a joystick.
Dude,
like I have an old Logitech joystick, but never with the HOTAS and the whole
Squadron actually is on sale on Steam right
like
now for like 99 cents.
Yeah, it's like $1. Go get Squadrons. Yeah. Everybody out there should go get. If you have a PC, go get Squadrons. It's 99 cents.
The only problem with Squadrons is it is extremely competitive. There are some really good players in the multiplayer thing. It makes it really fucking hard.
Hey, anyway,
Microsoft Flight Simulator. I've been playing that, and the Dune DLC just came out.
Yeah, that looks awesome, dude.
It is so freaking cool to fly around, and I can't remember the name of that. Is it a helicopter? Is it an airplane? I don't know what it is.
I think it's called like a Duner.
It's like a dragonfly, with the big dragonfly wings on the side. And oh my god, does that thing fly fast? It is so much fun.
Nice.
And last night I did that. I toured the world. I went to Europe and Nepal and Britain.
In one of the Dune ships?
No.
Oh.
And in random different ships. And you can do the Dune ship. You can pick anywhere in the world you want. Go to New York City.
Invading
and get on the Dune ship and fly around New York City to Dune ship if you want to. Yeah, you can do anything you want.
Yeah,
cool. I did all my Boeing Airbus training. I did all my bushcraft water training. I just couldn't stop playing it. And I take my headset off to take a drink of water. And it's midnight. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta go to work at 6 o'clock.
You know who loves it when you do bush training?
My mom.
Yeah, she does.
I had so much fun. I haven't played Microsoft Flight Simulator in over a year.
Okay.
And I am definitely going back in it, man. It is so much fun.
I have tons of questions.
Yeah.
None of them are about Microsoft.
I know they are.
Microsoft Flight Simulator is a very amazing experience. I'm so happy that they
on a
put
4090 with 64 gigs of RAM.
Yeah, I mean you're killing it with your system.
So beautiful. Oh my god.
Which is great. Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. And the Dune DLC looks amazing, and I would love to get in there again. I'm not going to
Top Gun Maverick stuff. So much fun.
But let's talk about the big screen. So you spent 3 hours in there. I'm sure you've tested it on a couple of other things.
Yep.
Let's see this thing. Let me see the lenses in this thing.
So the this thing's pretty cool. That's
the facial interface.
This mushy facial interface.
Yep. That's about.
It's a weird rubber, so I definitely can see if you were going to work out or something with this would absorb sweat like nothing.
Is it just rubber? There's nothing over top of that?
Just rubber.
Oh, Jesus.
Completely rubber. There's magnets built into it.
Okay.
And it just plops right on there.
How'd that go, Ted?
It's great.
It's a sweaty mess. Yeah, they want you to put that. Just take that facial interface off and put it on your face right now.
Yeah, this is kind of stupid.
Put it over your face. No, we gotta see what it looks like.
Oh, we want to see what this looks like?
Yeah, just the facial interface.
Just the interface.
I can get him to do anything you want, Philo.
Now say, Todd. Now say, I'm Batman.
Wait.
Philo, just ask me. I can get him to do anything.
I'm Batman.
Oh man, that's too funny. I love it. All right, so
but it is very custom. Like, let me show you this facial interface. If you can see, look at the nose ridge. Oh, this side is so much higher than this side.
Oh yeah, you got a weird shaped nose, bro.
Apparently, my face is.
What the hell is the matter with your nose?
I don't know. Like, this is what they sent me.
and
I find that this is a little too.
It looks like you have no nostril on the one side.
I know. I don't get it.
Is your face like that?
I don't know.
Well, hold on. Show me that again. There's no nostril thing on the other side.
There's only a nostril thing on this side. There's nothing on this side.
Like a little nubby over there.
Yeah.
You know who loves a little nubby?
My mom.
Oh god. Oh shit. Wait a minute. So
this
hold
is
on.
kind of cool. I like the way
It does. So it does fit good though.
It
So
does fit really good.
so
There's
it's
zero
not,
light leak.
It's not. It's
Zero.
not the gasket. It's your nose is weird.
No, I think the gasket is misprinted.
Oh really? Does it feel weird when you put it on, or
It
like
feels
it
a little
shouldn't be there?
weird. Yeah.
Does
I
it
gotta have
show?
a really
Do you have
small-
light leak or with that?
No light leak. I still don't have
Okay.
any light leak. It just feels a little weird.
Okay.
And now that
Alright.
I've never really noticed how much of a
It's not even there.
it's like crazy noticeable difference. I never really noticed that. So
That
I
must
might
be your
shave
face,
that
bro.
down or something. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Anyway,
All right. Let me see the lenses. I want to see how big the
I
lenses.
got prescription lenses.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Look how small they are.
They are so
Dude,
thin.
that's smaller than the Apple Vision Pro, and those things are tiny.
Oh, they're way smaller than the Apple Vision Pro.
They are
Seriously, it looks
tiny,
like it's the size of a
dude.
quarter.
It's like the size. It's smaller than a quarter,
a silver dollar.
Oh my God.
Oh my god.
or maybe a quarter.
So let me see the actual lenses themselves, and not just the. Yeah, let me see the lenses in the headset. Oh my God, that's a freaking binocular, dude.
Yeah, they're so small.
How's the FOV in it? Does it feel really bad though?
The FLV feels to me very similar to the Quest 3.
Okay, so it's kind of
Because
like
it is so close to your face. Like
Yeah.
my eyelashes brush against the lenses. Like
The-
it is right up against your face.
the Apple Vision Pro is similar because the Apple Vision Pro, while not that smaller, a little bit bigger, the field of view is better than when you look at them, you automatically think that the field of view is going to be garbage with the Apple Vision Pro because the lenses are so small. When you get in there, it is less than the Quest 3, but not anywhere to where you think you're going to notice it like a lot or it's going to bother you. It's just slightly noticeable. If you went from and even now, like I'm used to the Apple Vision Pro and I have barely used my Quest 3, I don't even notice it anymore. I think if you went back and forth, you would probably notice it more. But
Yeah.
once you're in one over the other, you're not even going to notice. Probably the same way with that.
Quest is definitely more. But it's not. I thought it when I first pulled out of the box and I look at the lenses, I'm like, this is gonna be terrible. Like the lenses are like the size of my eyeballs. Like they're
Really?
super tiny. Like it's like the size of my thumb. Like my thumb
Yeah,
would
that is
cover up the
small.
whole lens. Like they are so small.
Yeah, and it is what it helps when you get your eyes right up to it, right? A thinner
so
facial
close,
interface where your eyes can get closer to the lenses absolutely makes a difference. That's why it definitely helps with the Apple Vision Pro. All right, so let's talk about the headset itself. This is a $1,000 headset.
Yep.
$1,000 headset. Does have some very significant specs on it. It's very small.
The top strap is definitely needed.
Mhm.
Without the top strap, it has to be so tight on your head.
Yeah.
That it's uncomfortable. Like,
Okay.
terribly uncomfortable. It does come with this top strap though. I didn't have to make anything.
Did it always come with that top strap, or is that something they've put in now after?
It was like really close to when it started launching that it came out with one.
Okay.
I don't know. I think there might be some out there that didn't get one.
Mm-hmm.
But now it comes with every one of them. There is this little clip on the back.
Okay. What are you doing with that?
So that is where the cable runs.
Oh, okay. Yeah. For your to wire it to your PC.
It is the worst designed cable clip I have ever. If I could rip it off without wrecking my headset, I would rip it off.
Does it bother the back of your head? Is that why?
No, but it's wrecking my cable.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But because you have to like pinch it to get into the.
Oh, is it starting?
I don't
to
think you're
pinch
going to
the
see
cable?
this on the camera, but it's chewing up the outside of the cable housing.
Oh shit!
It's all
Oh no.
chewing. It looks like the dog fucking ate it.
What's the connection on that cable? Into the
USB-C.
headset? USB-C, and what is it into the PC? Is it
USB-C.
display port?
Well, no, it's
DisplayPort cable?
it's 3 cables, 2 USB A's and a display port.
Okay, so it needs the power from one of the USB A's. That's your power.
Yep, one of the power.
Display port, and then you're probably going signal and signal in, signal out for the display port and the other USB-C.
No, I think they just split up the USB-Cs. Like one's to power it on completely, one's for sensors, and one's for
Okay.
Video.
Okay. All right.
Like one of the cords you could actually plug into a wall if you wanted to.
Yeah, like a power brick. Yeah.
You could
Into a wall.
if you had to. But
Yeah, very similar to like the Pimax or whatever you're going to use.
I think they're only the Pimax one plugs into the wall, where this one all plugs into your computer, and an
Yeah.
index one plugs into the wall.
Right. Yeah,
Where
exactly.
this one doesn't do that.
Okay. What do you think of the headset? What's the visuals like?
It depends on what I'm playing.
I mean, you played Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is probably one
I've
of the
never
most
seen it look that
beautiful
good,
games.
and I've tried it on every headset I have, and it
So
definitely looks
this
best.
looks better than the Valve Index, looks better than the
Oh, yeah.
Crystal, or
I don't have
the
a Crystal.
AKX.
It looks better than the AKX, but the field of view kind of puts the AKX a little bit above this one, I think.
Yeah.
As far as
Oh, really?
clarity and visuals and stuff. Just
Okay.
it's 210 degrees on the one I have, right? It's stupid.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I
huge,
get it.
but it loses so many points on the fact that it weighs 15 pounds and it's, I look like a hammerhead shark. So
You always look like a hammer.
this definitely sits way higher on my list.
You got a weird nose.
Like down here, right there. That's my index. It's never been on that shelf since I bought it.
Nice. So do you think you'll ever
It's
touch
been
it
hanging
again
on
now?
my wall because I use it all the time.
Right?
I won't use it anymore. It is so much easier just to put this thing on. Super simple, super fast. And you don't even feel it. Like 3.5 hours last night. I didn't even feel I had it on my face. Like, as much as the company kind of sucks and the experience I've had has been terrible, shit on the headset.
So you mentioned to me one thing that you mentioned to me that you said was bad though, was the glare.
Yeah, and I didn't notice that on Microsoft Flight Simulator. But in Pal World, it is terrible.
I wonder
I
why.
don't know if it's the game.
Could be the UEVR is doing something.
UEVR mod that's doing it. Yeah, like I didn't want to say anything too much last week because I hadn't played anything truly VR.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I have, and I've played in, directly flying at the sun and at night and in rain and fog and never saw the crazy glare that I saw playing Pal World. So that was good because that would have totally sucked.
Nice. So overall experience, are you going to give it an A, B, C? Where are you? Where are you with this headset?
I'm a little early to tell. I think. The audio strap that was supposed to be shipped with the product apparently now isn't even ready for the public yet. Apparently.
What? So you don't even have an audio strap?
No audio strap.
You paid for it, right?
Paid for it. Even said on my shipping notice that it was coming, and it didn't come. So I emailed them and said, "What the fuck?" And they're like, "Well, it's actually not even.
No, we're not producing it yet."
Like,
Jesus Christ!
By the time I get that audio strap, I'm never going to probably use this thing.
What a dead headset this is. Nobody's buying this thing.
By the time I get the Vision Pro and that thing works on, or not the Vision Pro,
you said it. That's a huge flip for you, dude. It's over. I knew you were going to get this thing. I knew it.
I meant the visor. By the time I get the visor, I'll probably never use this again. So,
wow, gonna be another wall hanger.
Another wall hanger. But in the meantime, I definitely can see myself playing a whole shitload of Microsoft Flight Simulator. I got to try some other stuff too, but
interesting.
It works fine with my index controllers and stuff. None of that stuff changes. The whole experience is exactly the same as it is with an index, but it's just like it weighs nothing. Like it weighs like as much as my phone does.
Nice.
It's so light.
Like it.
I
like it.
I like it.
All right.
I'm
looking forward to trying it out. You're gonna bring it to GDC. I'm gonna bring the Vision Pro so you can try that.
You can play.
The only thing is I won't be able to use it because we won't have any base stations. But I'll be able to put it on. I think.
Yeah,
I'll be able to put it on. I just won't
play
be able
Microsoft Flight Simulator. You don't need.
Yeah, but I won't be able to track anything else. But I just want to be able to see it anyway. I could really care less about playing anything. I just want to see what it looks like. But I will let you try the Apple Vision Pro while you're there, and that's what I'll talk about next because I am 2 weeks now into my Apple Vision Pro, review and what I think this headset is or could be. And I told you guys earlier that I have played probably at least 20. I've been in it for at least 25 hours. I think I'm like 33 hours is actually where I am. And I haven't played a VR game. Like I've been in a VR headset that many hours and I have not played one virtual reality game. I've been doing a lot in this headset that is not meant for virtual reality gaming. I've been doing a lot of different things to test it out. And that I didn't play a virtual reality game is not huge news, other than the fact that I didn't feel the urge to play a VR game in 7 years. Like
Is that a honeymoon stage? Is that just, like you're so excited to use this? You want to use as much?
It very well could be, but I've never done anything in the last 7 years where I was like, I'm in that much of a honeymoon stage where I didn't want to do VR. Like I always do. If I have time available, I
Your
will
wife's not
always
listening, by the way.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't care. If I have time available, I will always play virtual reality. I absolutely love everything in VR. There are certain things that I'll go back and play constantly. Like there are certain experiences that I absolutely love in virtual reality. And whenever I have a free moment, I'll jump into my Quest. I'll jump into, any headset I have. I have every headset. And I'll just do it and I'll have a blast. I haven't even thought about that. Like literally haven't thought about it. And while I've spent time in the Apple Vision Pro where I could have done some of the virtual reality experiences in there gaming wise, I haven't wanted to. Like I haven't gotten to the point or I haven't exhausted enough of what I think that headset is made for that I was like, oh, how come I can't do this? Now I have gamed in the headset a lot. But I haven't played anything in VR.
He's flat gaming, everybody. He's flat
What-
gaming.
What
I
I
know.
ha- yeah,
After this man giving me so much shit.
I don't care.
much
Like,
shit.
but
We're gonna go back on
won't.
the episodes
I
and see
won't.
how
I
many
won't
times you gave me
flat
shit.
game. Listen to me. I won't flat game on a monitor ever again. Like that is over. That to me is like archaic. It's not even worth my time to be in this headset. To have these lenses, where they are these micro OLED lenses, and to flat game on a 200-inch screen where I can just be anywhere and do it is absolutely crazy good. Like I've been playing Helldivers 2. I was a bit of a fan of the original Helldivers. I thought it was great. I'm like, I want to jump into this new one. Everybody's saying how great it is. I jumped in there and I haven't been able. Now, part of it is the game, but I could play the game up here on my monitor. I have a 55-inch beautiful Samsung monitor, this ARC monitor that's amazing. I could play it up here no problem with a controller. I just haven't. I don't want to. Like I literally have played it in the headset every time I've played it. But beyond gaming, I've done a million other things. Every morning, I put this headset on when I get up and drink my coffee outside, and I go through every one of my emails. And I check all my emails and I go through everything in virtual reality with different windows open while I'm watching a YouTube video. And then I scroll through TikTok and I scroll through my Twitter feed. Then I scroll through Discord and go through any work stuff I have to do in Discord. Then I'll open up different things. I set myself up a Word doc this morning because I had to have a little bit, a Word document written for a meeting I had. And I sat there and I did the whole document on my headset. Partly in my living room, then partly outside, just sitting outside in the beautiful sunlight. And it was amazing. And I had like half pass through going on with half VR. So what I had was, because the way you can kind of alter the half VR to half augmented reality, I can change the perception. And it's just by turning a dial. So I can be all VR where it's 360 all the way around me. And then I kind of turn the dial and it starts to disappear and only be like this far in front of me. So I kind of wanted to be able to see a little bit around me, but I wanted the front of me to be in a different location. And that's what I did. And it's been awesome. Like every morning I do it. Every night when I'm done with work during the day where I can't wear the headset, then I'm going downstairs and I'm putting the headset on as soon as I'm done. And I'm doing whatever I need to finish up for the day in the headset, or that I'm watching a movie, or I'm watching, Netflix. I've just done so many things in this headset that I've had a blast in. Now, that all being said, this is not a headset that you should go buy. Nobody should go buy it. It's $3,500. It's ridiculous.
So nobody, not a single person.
Here's the caveat to that. Here's the only thing here, and this is what I told somebody the other day. Here's when you should go buy it. If you are in the market for a laptop and you are thinking about getting a MacBook or a MacBook Pro, you'll probably spend that much money or more. You should probably buy this headset. I think you should do it. I would do it.
Right.
If I was going to spend $4,000 on a laptop or $3,000 on a laptop, I would absolutely buy the Vision Pro because I can do everything that I can do on my laptop, but I can do everything else I can do too in VR and AR.
So
I can have 12 screens open around me.
There's a ton of people on Twitter and stuff saying that the next time I need to replace my TV, I'm buying an Apple Vision Pro.
I would absolutely do it.
I think that's the dumbest thing I've heard on Twitter in a week.
Would absolutely do it. I've
So
never.
what's your wife gonna watch? What's your daughter gonna watch?
I could give two shits.
Yeah.
That's not my
You just sit
fucking
on the
problem,
couch,
dude.
They're gonna
Damn.
face
My
a
problem.
wall, and you're gonna
I
put
have-
on an Apple
Look
Vision
at me.
Pro.
If I have
That's
to do
so
that,
dumb.
if I have to do that to pay for my Apple Vision Pro, we're reading books. Read a book. No, I'm
Read a
saying-
book,
no. But you're thinking of a family. What if you're just by yourself? What if you're by yourself and you're
If you're a single guy, it doesn't totally make sense. If you're
Brad
gonna
has-
spend
Brad has
$3,000 on a
complete-
high-end TV,
Brad has
buy an
completely
Apple
gotten
Vision
rid of
Pro.
his computer monitor.
but the ones that
He's gone. He doesn't have a computer monitor anymore.
yeah, but he's a unique breed, right? He's like me, who's like enthusiast, likes to work in the VR space, not just play games.
Mhm.
I-
But he
I
thinks
think
it's good
we're-
enough. He thinks it's good enough where he can function and do everything he has to do.
But he
without a
lives in the Mac world as well, which helps.
Mhm. Yep.
I really need to try it. Like I'm just bummed I can't try it.
monitor. Yeah, I know, and that's why everybody's pissy about it.
And it's frustrating,
All the
right?
people,
'Cause-
it's. I find it funny that a lot of people that are like, I can do that in my Quest. All these people are people that don't have an Apple Vision Pro, like literally, like they're all like,
yeah, and
or,
I
or,
always
or they
think
went and
that.
or
I
they
can
went
do
and
all that.
demoed it, or they went and demoed it for 30 minutes and did a couple of the dumb demos, and they're like, it's not that good. I'm like, come on,
Yeah.
you spent 30 minutes. You
It's
spent
a
30
lot
minutes with it.
of
Get out of
money,
here.
dude.
Here, let's do this quick. I want to give you some of my pros and I'll give you some of my cons because I'm
All right.
not fanboying over this thing. Like I think this is an amazing piece. I already told you that I don't think you should buy it, and except in a weird case where you should. But I can enjoy something, can I not? Or do I have to be a fanboy to enjoy something? Is that what you
have
guys
to be a
do?
fanboy.
Yeah, is that how it works with you guys? So, yeah, okay. So you can't enjoy anything unless you're a fanboy. That's the problem with everybody nowadays.
It's so true.
Yeah, it's
the
ridiculous.
war on
Like,
Twitter is
It's
ridiculous.
so stupid. We're going to talk about Zuckerberg and the whole
Ugh.
fanboy thing in a minute because I don't own an iPhone. I don't plan on buying an iPhone. I don't own a Mac. I don't plan on buying a Mac. I don't own a watch. The only thing I probably will end up getting is probably some AirPods because that's the only thing that's other thing that I freaking hate about Apple. How come I can't use any earbud?
You can't
Why
use
do I
any
Because
have
Bluetooth
it's
earbud?
Apple.
I can't. I have to go to Apple and get their
Really?
their AirPods because
didn't know that.
you can't pair anything else.
That's got to be just the headset. I bought my wife. They're called Tactosa or something like that. Earbuds for her iPhone, and they work great.
Yeah, like I used to have the Beats
Gotta
by
be
Dre
it's gotta be an Vision
headphones,
Pro thing.
for it. So when I had an iPhone, they worked.
And she's even got Sony ones for the airplane that she works with.
Yeah.
Her phone. They work great.
Filozic says the AVP gets heavy after an hour of wearing it. I've heard. Absolutely not the case for me. I think it's one of the most comfortable headsets I've ever worn.
I think that's
That
a
is
lot of
because of the
people who've
backstrap.
never used a headset.
100%.
Because there's a ton of those people, the Apple world, of people who've never experienced VR, who think it's the greatest thing in the world, and they're like, "Oh, this thing's so heavy." But if you look at the specs and you put the top strap on, there's no way it should be heavy. I completely agree with you.
I've
And
worn this
I've
thing.
never-
I've worn this thing probably. I did a movie. I did Ready Player One, and then I went in and played. And then I did a whole bunch of setup stuff before that for like an hour, and then I did Ready Player One, which is probably a couple hours movie. A whole hour of setup before that, and then I went in and I did some gaming through Steam for probably about another 2 hours after that. So I was at least in the headset for 5 hours, just sitting in my bed at night.
Plugged in the wall, I'm guessing.
Plugged into a wall. Yep, through the power back. I haven't had to. Again, this is not a headset that you're going to go work out in or you're going to go run around in. I mean, and if you do, I do walk up. I just take it off and I put the power pack in my pocket.
And
Not
so
a
does
big
it
deal.
charge the battery while you're using it plugged in? That's cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
so it keeps the headset going, plus it charges the battery. So when you take it off, your battery is still 100% charged and ready to go. But yeah, I sat probably 5 hours in it. It's one of the most comfortable headsets I've ever worn. It's super comfortable for like sitting back. Like one of the things about even the Bobo or any of those bigger head straps, when you're wearing these things and you want to like lay back against your headboard or your bed or a couch or whatever,
Oh,
and then
yeah,
you go
that
watch a
don't work.
movie, I'm like, this is pushing my head forward. It's heavy.
Yep.
I don't get that at all here. That back strap that they have on the Apple Vision Pro, and I don't have it up here now, but you guys know what it looks like. It's one of the most comfortable back straps I've ever seen. If Apple was just a little smarter and did a nice top strap with that back strap, I don't think anybody would have even complained about it at all. Because to me, literally, and Todd's right. If you're used to wearing a VR headset, this headset is not heavy. Like it literally is not. Like I wear headsets all the time. I just put the Quest 3 on for a little while today because I had to test something for work, and I'm like, it doesn't feel any different to me than the Apple Vision Pro, other than I got all this shit rigged onto it that makes it heavier. Like literally, what's the weight on it? If I got my Quest 3 and I stick a Bobo strap on it, then I stick a battery on it, what's the total weight of that after?
I'm gonna weigh that after the show because
Gotta be close to what the Apple Vision Pro is. I don't need.
Oh, it's gonna be more. It'll be more.
I mean,
I find that by the end of the week, I have neck fatigue from the S3 strap, that new battery. Yeah, that's the new strap.
This is the new one. Yeah, this is the new, which I'm going to do. I just put this on, so I'm going to do a little thing of this, which is cool. The new Bobo thing, it's got the little battery indicator on the side, which I think is awesome. It's got the bigger battery. The only thing that sucks now
is no button, so you can't tell how charged it is.
There's no button to turn it on and off, and there's no indicator lights to tell you how much charged it is.
There is. If you plug it into the wall, it lights up.
Where?
You can't see them, but they're there. All along the front, there's 4 lights.
Well, if I can't see them, then why are they there?
Isn't that what the indicator thing or whatever is on the side?
When you used to plug it in, when the other batteries, when you plug them into the back of the headset, they glow.
Yeah, not anymore. Now that's on the side, but when you plug it into the wall, they glow.
Oh, there is an on-off button here. I don't see them. Where's the?
Plug it into a USB-C port. Take it off the headset. Plug it into USB cable. You'll see the lights.
See the light?
You'll see the light.
This thing's hot too, boy. Ooh, I just had this plugged in. Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay. Boy, you couldn't even see those freaking things in the front. Like, I didn't even see the windows. Yeah. But yeah, it does have the 3 lights in the front. Or
There's
4
4.
lights.
And that's flashing, so it's charging the 3rd one. And then
there's no power button, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, the power button, so you could quickly push the button to see if it's charged or not, would have been great.
It's a little bit bigger than the other one.
An on-off thing on the side?
There is. It's not. Yeah, it's just different now. It's like hard to get to.
But does it, like, if you flip it on and off, does it flash the 3 things on there?
Yeah, it probably does. It's just hard. It's recessed, so it's not easy to get to like the other ones. But it does turn it on and off. Like, I just turned it off. Now it's off.
All right.
And now it's on.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
It's that so small you can barely see it. Like, there.
Oh, yeah. See, that's the button I was looking for. Sweet. I didn't know that was
like
on
recessed. It's tough to see. Yeah. But what I mean is no big button. Like, there used to be a button right here, which I liked.
Yeah.
In the side, in the front. You know what? Here, this is actually, it's a bigger battery now, so it does help. And the only thing I don't like about it, Todd, they set it up so you can't use the other batteries on this anymore, though.
Nope. And so that battery doesn't fit on the dock.
I have no swappable. So
I have that on the dock.
It doesn't work on the docks. I have 9 Bobo batteries.
And they're all useless.
And they're all useless now with this head strap. I can't use them at all.
They are now no longer headset batteries. They are take them on the go.
Now I gave 2 to my wife
all the time.
My son's got one now. I've just been handing them out to the family because I'd never use them again.
Yeah, you can't.
And you get a battery. And you get a battery.
The Quest 2 now, as you see, it's not on my shelf. My Quest 2, it lives in my son's room now. He's been using it. So.
I mean, I have mine up here, but my daughter has basically claimed both my Quest 2s now. She just kind of like goes on from one to the other, just depending on what's on what headset, like for games. But so back to the Apple though, it's not heavy. Like I don't remember who asked, who was a Philosix or somebody said that it's not heavy. It really isn't. All the tech people that were like, this is a heavy headset, it's a problem, are people that normally don't wear VR headsets.
Yeah.
If you're a person who normally wears a VR headset, you will absolutely be comfortable in this headset because literally that back, I don't know what it is with that back band. It's so freaking comfortable, man. I have seen people now, they're buying extra ones and they're using it as a top strap. The only problem is those freaking extra ones are $100.
That's the Apple way though, right? That's the crazy part.
Oh my God. Yeah,
that's probably cheap for Apple.
They did get me for another battery though. I was when I was with Scott.
You weren't going to do that.
I know. I was with Scott last week when he went and got his headset, and he's like, "I'm going to get a spare battery."
This on Scott
now? Oh, I absolutely am. He's like, you don't. He looked at me. He's like, "You don't have a spare battery, peasant?" And I'm like, "Oh shit! Like, give me a battery." It's good though, because now, like if I am on a plane or something, and I don't have power available on whatever plane I'm on, I can watch a whole movie without having to like charge my battery or have another battery pack. I can just go right to the bag and grab it and plug it in, which is good. Or if I'm on the road somewhere doing something, which I like. All right. So the pros and cons, it is quite comfortable. That's one of the biggest pros I have. Like I literally, everybody who's like, it's heavy or it's like, and it is a little front heavy, but it doesn't hurt my face in any way whatsoever. I think it's really comfortable. it's hands down the best screens, Todd, I've
Yeah.
ever seen. And me and you have tried some crazy good headsets, like stuff that
Yeah.
people don't
Not
even
just
know
the
about
ones
yet.
we have, but ones that we
Yeah,
can't
like,
even talk about.
and this is better than that. These micro
Wow.
OLED screens will blow you away about how crisp and clear they are. The colors are awesome, and we're going to talk about some of the stuff that Zuckerberg said too, because I agree with some of the stuff he said, but I disagree with some other stuff.
Yeah.
But the colors are so good with this micro OLED, and it's so clear when you're. I don't want to talk about pass through yet, but I'm talking about when you're watching this, when you're looking at the screens and you're looking at like video, or you're looking at
Or you're in one of those
YouTube.
virtual spaces.
Yes, when you're in these
Lake
virtual
or on the
environments,
Mars or something like that.
they are unlike anything you've ever seen. They make the environments from the Quest 3 look like cardboard cutouts. These things look photorealistic to the point where it almost tricks your mind sometimes,
Right.
because everything's so perfectly clear and crisp. The colors are good. Here's the biggest thing for me. The UI, and this is what Apple does best. They maybe don't they're not the first to market normally, and they're not always like the innovators, or they're not, but what they do is they make UI that is the best you'll find. Everybody has said, "Well, I can do that in my Quest. Everything you're doing here I can do in my Quest." But why don't I? And I may not
Yeah.
in 2 weeks. I don't know that. I'm just telling you right now, I feel that I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing because I love it. But Todd, I've done all the things that you've done, and you have gotten really good at them. But I'm saying, as a person who's not in the Apple ecosystem, who has jumped in, and I can do absolutely, it feels very intuitive for me to do everything I'm doing. There is no jank. There is no disconnections. There is no
Yeah, and I
lag.
think it could be just because I've done it so much.
Yeah, it's easy for you. I remember in the beginning, you were
That's the finger
very
and you
frustrated
in,
with.
right? Like,
Yeah, I remember in the beginning, you were very frustrated with some of the apps that
programs
were
suck
out there
too,
for
though.
working. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this is their first iteration of whatever they're doing. So it's gonna get a million times better,
Yeah.
but already it's so easy to work in this thing and to watch movies in this thing. Like, again, everybody's like, "Well, I can do that in my Quest 3." You can, but do you? But do you? Like, I'm doing it. Like, I'm doing it now because it's easy, and I could do it too in my Quest 3. Todd has brought me into these things. I've been in there before. I've done work stuff with him in there. I just never felt the need to want to go back in there because I knew it was kind of a chore to do it. And again, if I got better at it, and probably would be less, but here I don't even feel the need that I have to get better.
And it's
I'm
not
in-
even that I've gotten better. The programs have also evolved.
Probably.
Right? Yeah.
But what they're
Can't forget.
but like, something like big screen. Big screen's a pain in the ass. Big screen never works the way I want it to work.
It is a total pain in the ass.
You may be able to go in and get it to work 3/4 of the time, but sometimes I go in there's no audio, or sometimes I go in there and I can't get the movie to play what I want to play, or I got to figure out how I get the movie in that I want to get in. You know what I do here? I hit a button. I'm watching a 3D movie. I hit a button. That's it. I'm done. I'm in the environment, and I can be wherever I want watching it. It's just, and this is the thing. There's a lot of things that you can do in your Quest that you can do in this headset. It's just so much easier to do in this headset.
And
The
I think
UI and the way they do things is so much better.
And I think they've marketed it better. They've shown you these mixed reality things, or their spatial computing things, and how easy they are to do. Where
Mhm.
Meta doesn't do that. They show
Yeah.
you Asgard's Wrath, and they show you, Assassin's Creed Nexus, and the cool shit that you can do with that, and the fancy orange facial interface that you can buy. They don't actually show you, until recently, some of the spatial things that you can do and how easy it can be. Like, I didn't even know that remote monitor was built into the Quest into their UI now.
Right?
I didn't know that. There's a button, you hit remote monitor, and it remote desktops to any PC that you've set up. It's so much easier than using virtual desktop, than using Steam Link, than using, like, if you just want to quickly log onto your computer and do stuff. It's one button. It's easier than using Immersed, and Immersed is super fucking easy to use.
Dude, and I can't wait. Wait till Immersed is on its way very
It is.
shortly to the Apple Vision
To
Pro.
change things.
When I get Immersed in there, and just so
That'll
everybody
probably be
knows
the thing
too,
that pushes it over the edge for me, because I
here's
don't
another
live in
thing
that
too.
world.
I've been working with Brad this week, and here's something that I don't know if a lot of people know. Some people might know this. I can get my PC in the headset now, easy, and it flows, and it's super cool. There is a
Yeah, there's been a-
program. There's a program called Moonlight, that allows me to bring my regular PC into the headset. Now, you can do it with Steam Link too, and I've been doing a lot of Steam, and Steam Link will run your desktop, but it's very clunky. It's hard to use. Just maneuvering the system around is not easy. But using a program called Sunlight, I think it's called, and then or something, and then Moonlight. Moonlight is the program that actually brings your desktop in, and it's so easy. Like I can bring Google in here. I can have, I can get everything I can get on my computer or my laptop now into this Apple headset, which changes things for me because that was one of the biggest things. I'm not going to a Mac. I'm not ever going to go to a Mac. Everything I do is
surprising to hear from you because we can go back a few episodes and you said you were going to buy an iPhone, you were going to buy a MacBook, you were going to buy an iPad, everything to get into this ecosystem.
Yeah, I was very close.
$1,000.
Yeah, Sunshine. Thank you, Chris. Sunshine and Moonlight. Yep. And basically I was I was going to do it. We talked about it. I was very close to buying an Apple phone. And my problem is Skiva was going to do the same thing. And he actually went and bought an iPhone 15 and he hated it and he returned it in like a week. And I just don't want to have to dick around with getting all of I work on my phone probably 60% of the day or I'm away from, or if I'm doing something, if I'm away from my computer and I need to be able to work, I work on my phone. And I am in the Google universe. So I know there's ways you can do it with Apple, but I don't want to have to dick around with that. Like I don't want to have to mess around with it. I want to be able to do it on my Samsung. So I am not going to. Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Mess around with it for a little bit, then cancel it.
Yeah, right. So yeah, I'm not going to get an iPhone, but I can do. There's enough now that I can do on my computer in the headset that I don't have to worry about it. And Todd, it's super smooth, man. And virtual desktop's not even in here yet. Guy is working on virtual desktop for when he does that. It might even be better than Moonlight. I don't even know how it's going to be better than Moonlight, but Guy's good. I'm sure he'll do something great. But Moonlight's pretty awesome, dude. There's a lot you can do in there.
It brings in your existing machine, and that's the only gripe I have against the Apple, the screen experience. Like when you open up your MacBook Pro, it automatically comes up and shows you a connect button, I think, and it connects your Mac screen
just by looking at it. All you got to do is look at your MacBook.
But it only shows you one. Come on, camera. It only shows you one screen. There is no way to make more screens, virtual screens, extra screens. I think that's kind of a miss.
You can't multiply that.
I think you can.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I can have multiples. I can have multiple. Yeah. Okay.
What
I haven't tried it.
You to do is work on your MacBook here, and then work inside of a Vision Pro app over there, and another app over there. Where I would want maybe 2 or 3 windows of my Mac so I can drag shit around, and that you can't do. Yes. Yeah. Right, I'm sure, like Immersed, you'll be able to do that on a Mac, on a PC, on a Linux machine, all on the Apple Vision Pro. So that's cool. So the functionality can be there, it's just not there yet. And this is all like software shit that they can fix, right? So nitpicky.
Yep, and this app that we're talking about here isn't even set up directly for the Apple Vision Pro yet. It's basically an iPad app. Yeah, that you're being able to use on your Apple Vision Pro. Once they actually start to develop an app that's actually for the Apple Vision Pro,
curve it because can you curve Moon? I don't think you can curve Moon.
No, I can't curve it. No,
not yet. Yeah. So when they make a purposeful app, I'm sure you'll be able to curve it, which will be nice.
So the last Pro,
you can't curve the.
Can you curve an Immersed
one? Immersed, you can curve, and you can curve them all independently. So you can have different. Like when I'm downtown now, I have like a 10-foot by 10-foot window on the wall beside me. That is my Teams, Microsoft Teams. We use Teams for everything down there.
I love it. Yeah.
And I just leave it up on the wall, and I get a notification bing on my desktop, like on my other screens when I'm working, and I just look over to the big giant Teams wall to see what the notification was for. I love it.
Philosopher says, "Why isn't Eric in his headset during the podcast?" And me and Tom were talking about that. We're gonna probably do it next week. I think I'll come in as my persona, and Todd will come in his Quest 3 headset in Immersed. Or how are you gonna come in?
Yeah, I'll do it in Immersed.
Yeah, do it in Immersed. We'll do that. That'll be cool. You can come in with your little cartoon character, and I'll come in with
your creepy eyeball.
They've gotten better already. I need to reshoot. I need to reshoot myself because Brad. They've had an update already. The personas are way better than they were when I first did mine. So Brad did his already. I need to do mine yet. I haven't had a chance to do it, but I will. But I'll say there's 2 more pros. Gaming in this thing, don't tell me there's no gaming, because I've done more gaming in this thing than I just am not doing a lot of VR gaming yet. They already have VR working on this. It's not working well, but you can already do Steam VR on this headset. So I don't think it'll be long until something is working where it's working good enough for me to do it. Like, I won't even do it yet. Like, I know
That's nightmare. I watched Brill's video and he explained how to set it up. And
yeah, I know people that are doing
nightmare.
it. Like Elliot knows some of the people, and we've talked to them, and we're trying to get like things worked out. But to me, I don't even want to dick around with it yet until they get it proper, and then I will, and then I'll try it. But for now, I'm enjoying so many games, and to me, it's super immersive though. Like, it is flat gaming, but I've done. You know what? I love Reshade D. That's not VR, but Reshade's fucking awesome. And Helix Vision. I would rather play Reshade than sitting in front of a monitor like a caveman.
Yeah, not me, dude.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do
me.
that.
No.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that anymore. Like, I can't remember the last time I sat in front of a monitor and played a game. But I'll absolutely all day long do this thing. Like, I played Power World in this headset. It was awesome. Right. I played the Callisto Protocol. Callisto Protocol in your dark bedroom at night.
No,
on a 200-inch screen. These OLED screens are freaking amazing. That game runs so smooth, man, now on my computer. And I'm on a different floor, by the way. I'm in my bedroom downstairs, and my studio's up here and upstairs. I'm on a different floor, and I'm getting like perfect. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's something that I can't do, right? Like, for me to play Call of Duty in the headset, I can do it, but it's not fun. It's not a good experience.
I'm playing on an Xbox controller, man. It's kick ass. I love it, man. And I've absolutely loved Helldivers, man. I was talking to Elliot, man. If Helldivers was a UE VR game, oh man, you guys would love it. It's five. I think it's 4 or 5 people. You know what I mean? And you're doing missions, and you got to unlock. You got to get money from these missions to unlock. It's basically like
now you want to read the books.
I didn't even know there was books.
Yeah, it's a whole series.
You know what I don't understand? We'll get on Helldivers here a little bit. How did they steal the entire story from Starship Troopers, or was this out before Starship Troopers? This is literally Starship Troopers.
Stole the idea from Starship Troopers.
I'm like, how are they getting away with this? It's one of the best games I've played.
You're dropping down to planets, right? And you're scavenging for items and stuff, and then going back up to your ship. Fixing,
like all of the enemies, all of the aliens look exactly like all the aliens from Starship Troopers.
Now, how is Pal World getting away with what it's doing? You know,
but this is even more of a ripoff than Pal World, I swear. Pal World is other things besides are they in trouble? Pal World?
Yeah, Nintendo's threatened to sue.
Uh-oh.
Even though that the Pokemon mod is gone, they're threatening
to catch them all.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I hope not.
Well, Pal World was fun while it lasted.
Yeah.
All right.
But literally, I mean, this is crazy. It's so freaking good. I mean, guys, check out Helldivers if you haven't. It's so good. It's not going to be able to be UEVR modded, unfortunately, but I hope somebody grabs a hold of it and does a mod on it, because it's
2016 is when the book came out. The first of the series.
Nice. It's so cool, man. And literally, it's like you're like a space marine fighting, through the galaxy against these, all these bugs from outer space, and it's so cool. But it's just so good. The weapons are great. The graphics are amazing. I love everything about it. The sound is awesome, and that's another thing too. This Apple Vision Pro, dude. I've been wearing earbuds at night because my wife makes me, because it's too loud, like sitting next to her in bed. But otherwise, I would never I need to use them. The audio is fantastic in this headset. The best I've ever, even better than the Valve Index. Like, it's so good. So yeah, that's been amazing. I mean, so you can game in this headset. You're not VR gaming in this headset, but you can game. There's a lot to do here. Okay, let's get to the cons, because there are a ton of cons. All right. Price is huge. It's crazy. This thing is not $3,500, by the way. This thing is $4,000. It's $4,000 easy, because
easy.
Are you gonna spend that much? Yeah, are you gonna spend that kind of money, and then you're gonna buy the 256?
No, definitely not. You're gonna get the $38.99 version, or at least the $36.99
You're gonna move up
version. You're gonna move up one at least.
Dude, I did the same thing. I got into the store and I'm like, okay, give me the 512, because I was like, I'm definitely not getting the 256. But I said, I get in the store. I'm like, oh, give me the 512. And literally, while the guy was like, punching it in, I'm like, shit. I'm like, give me the 1 terabyte. You know what I mean? You're gonna talk yourself out of it for an extra
1 terabyte version.
Yeah, I mean, Todd, look at what am I spending? Look at me. Look at me. What am I spending? And I'm going to screw myself for $200 and I get in here and I'm going to need memory later. I'm going to be like, what the fuck? I'm already spending that much
memory later though. Yeah, I don't know.
$200 more. And here's what it is. Brad got in my ear and was like, dude, some of the programs are going to be huge with this thing moving forward. He's like, don't get stuck without the memory. So I'm like, God damn it. So I get the 1 terabyte. And so that's a huge problem. This thing is nowhere near affordable. And like, again, unless you're like, I'm going to go buy a MacBook Pro. Because Todd, what's a MacBook Pro cost?
2,500 American. I don't know American price.
But I've seen them go as high as $8,000 for a MacBook Pro, depending on what you get in it.
Apple.com.
So I think your entry is going to be around 2,500.
Apple.com. The Vision Pro is no longer on their front page.
Oh, really? What is it? MacBook?
Back to the iPhone 15.
Who gives a fuck about the iPhone 15?
Damn.
That's
So Mash,
because the iPhone 15's been out for a while.
Yeah.
so the 1 terabyte is Brad's fault, and the extra battery is Scott's.
Scott's fault. All these people are screwing me.
I'm trying to get everything straight.
It's all their fault, D.
Sure.
All their fault. What's the entry on a MacBook Pro, Todd? I know it's at least 2,500, and I've seen them as high.
Start $15.99.
$15.99. Okay, that's actually cheaper than I thought. But still, I mean, it's $15.99. What are you getting?
For MacBook Pro. 8 gigs of memory, 512 gig storage.
All right.
That's actually not bad.
But I've seen them as high as
with the M3 chip, and that's M3 chip, not M2 chip.
Yeah.
Their highest one is $32.99.
I've seen them more than that,
rooms with a terabyte of storage.
Yeah, it must be other things you can add on, because I've seen like people showing like, total things for like $8,000, which is insane for computers.
Add a different chip here. We can up it to 64 gigs of memory, and we can put, I don't know, 4 terabyte drive in it. Now you're at
you gotta have 4 terabyte. You gotta have, who doesn't want 4 terabytes?
Who doesn't want 4 terabytes of drive storage?
Actually, I have a new 5 terabyte chip. I'm gonna put on my computer soon. So yeah, I mean, that's the only way I'm like, go get this headset. Like, if you're gonna get a MacBook, I don't even know. I don't even know if you're. I don't even think I could say if you're gonna go get a PC, then go get this. I would just say if you're gonna get a MacBook. If you're gonna get a MacBook, then I would.
Once there's more PC programs like Immersed and like Virtual Desktop from Guy, and this Moonlight thing, if it smartens up a little bit better, I think. Then it's opening up to a whole new world of people. Now the PC world can go and get this thing.
Yeah. Or if
you're going to just open the eyes of Google and Samsung, and what is their iteration of the Apple Vision Pro going to look like? We all know it's going to be less money, but does that mean less quality, less features, less functionality, less, right?
What's up, Wes? Wes from Virtual Strangers.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think eventually this price will come down, but now at this price where it is, unless you have expendable income where you're like, it's okay for me to spend $4,000. I was gonna go buy something else for myself that's crazy expensive anyway. I'll go buy this instead. I'm go do it. I'm all for it. Go do it. 90% of the people, I'm like, it's probably not worth it for you to do this. If you're a huge tech person, and again, like if you're single and you don't care about, you want to have like the best TV, would I go buy a $6,000 OLED TV? Nope. If I'm home by myself, I would never buy a TV.
For sure. Yeah.
How much you spending on a 65-inch OLED right now?
My God.
65-inch OLED is like, or QLED or OLED or whatever those. They're crazy money, D.
Yeah, no, I know, because I bought a Sony Bravia freaking full array, just like X90, whatever the hell it was. I spent a chunk of money on that thing, and it was no.
Brandon VR says Yahoo or Apple Vision Pro. To me, it's not even close. I would do the Apple Vision Pro. I don't want the jank of the Yahoo. The Yahoo is jank, and it's friction, and it's like, I don't know. I mean, I would love it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I would love to go with the Yahoo, especially for my rig or my wheel or something like that. But I don't know. There's just so much that goes into that. Again, this is so easy.
77-inch OLED 4K smart LG TV, $22.99. On sale.
Yeah.
Some over the holidays are like more than that though.
Yeah. But if I had $4,000 in my pocket, I definitely would not be spending it on an Apple Pro or Apple
97-inch TV is $29,000.
Good
Oh, there you
lord.
there. 97. I can do 200 inches in this thing. You know what was cool was
great.
Scott. So Scott Albright. We're at the studios, Combat Waffle Studios, and they've got this huge bay out back that's got these two huge, like 2-story garage doors on them. Like it's like it's like huge ceilings, like probably 50 feet high. Well, he actually blew up the screen of the Apple Vision Pro to the size of one of the doors. So what he was looking at in the headset was like the size of a drive-in movie theater.
Oh.
That's crazy, dude. And it looks great. When you blow it up bigger, it looks fantastic.
One thing that they do smartly that the Quest doesn't do, even with third-party apps, is the app. From what I've seen and read, I don't have one, but you cannot make the screen bigger than the space that you are in. Like in, let's say Immersed, I can make my monitor as big as my house and watch a movie if I wanted to. It could be any size I want. But with the Apple Vision Pro, it if you don't have a big wall, it can't be any bigger than the wall. That was what Scott was telling me. Is that true? We tried that.
No, I've made it bigger than my wall.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He said that there was a limitation that he couldn't make it any bigger. That's why he went into the warehouse and did it.
No, I just think it's easier because it's not into your environment at all at that point.
Maybe he just maybe.
Because if I make it bigger than my
thought that was
wall
weird
and my
that they would
ceilings,
limit
it
that.
starts to look a little bit weird because it kind of like glitches in and out of my environment at that point. You know what I mean?
Oh, maybe the occlusion would kick
A
in
little
or
bit.
something.
Yeah, it does a little bit. But I it'd be easier to do if you're in an open garage or something like that.
Right.
Wes says 4090 plus a big screen beyond.
With change back, don't forget.
But again, what are you doing with the big screen beyond? Like, I don't know what I want to do in there. Like, I can't do anything that I could do. I don't know. What am I doing in there besides gaming?
Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yeah, gaming.
Mash doesn't game anymore.
Who game? You know what? That's for kids.
I'm gonna start calling you
Tricks
rude.
are for kids.
You're not a VR game. The hell?
Telling you, man. I don't want. How can I play VR games now? No,
We're gonna have to change it. Q2C gamer.
Yep, that's it. Q2C flat gamer. I'm
No,
there.
just Q2C.
Flat
All right, let's talk about a couple other cons. And I want to get to Zuckerberg. So there are not a ton of apps in the App Store. That's one of the biggest things. But it's like every new ecosystem is the same. When Quest came out,
but content is king. We scream that, and we always scream that you should build up the database of apps before you put out these titles.
They have enough here to get going.
Don't change your mind.
Every other headset. They have enough here, just like every other headset. Not every other, but like when Quest came out, they had the same stuff. Like you can't, especially in an ecosystem where they did not give out the headset beforehand to developers. How much do we think we were going to get?
That's the problem. They should have, right?
Yeah, but
they
they didn't.
made more stuff, and you can't compare it to when the Quest came out. Like Quest 1 came out, there wasn't any product. There was, of course not. VR was brand new. Standalone VR, there was nothing. Super hot.
Right. But to me, they have enough. They have enough here that I can do. I wish there was more. Trust me, I wish there was more built for the AVP apps. Like, there's a lot of things to do here, but a lot of them are like
they're just iPad.
They're like iPad apps that I can do in the headset. They're not built for the Apple Vision Pro, and that's where it lacks. But I
hope this influx of people returning them isn't going to affect the developers that are making those iPad apps into Vision OS apps.
I don't think so. I mean, everybody. Do you know how many developers are reaching out to me right now? And like, do you have any contacts at Apple? Like, because everybody wants to develop for it, and they know that they're probably not going to do much with this headset, but they want to be in for whatever the next thing is going to be.
Yeah, that's
like they want to be in it now. And here's the deal: now you don't have a lot of competition right now. So if you do get a killer app in there, everybody's going to buy it. You know what I mean? So it's not like people are going to
nothing else to do.
Nothing else. So if you come up with that killer app that everybody wants, everybody's going to buy it. Like everybody's going to buy it that has it. All right. So yeah, the store is just definitely lacking. I wish there was more, but they're going to be more. Like I literally know several developers right now that are actively developing for this headset. Who knows when they'll be? I mean, I'm hoping we'll see stuff soon, but who knows? Pass through is great. It is definitely better than the Quest 3. Now we're going to talk about what Zuckerberg said here, but it is great, but it's not as good as you think it would be. Like for that kind of money, I wanted it to be like perfect. And while it is great, where I'm like, it does blow me away. I'm looking at my hands, I'm looking at my environment. I still have issues with some things with it. It's still not where you want it to be. You know,
Yeah.
I wish it was a little bit better. And you know, maybe it'll, and I think it will get better. Like,
It could be patchable because some of the things that
oh
I've
yeah,
read that are wrong with it are software fixable. So
yeah. I mean, anything like this, like they've already fixed some of it on the Quest 3 and made it better than it was. They did it for the Quest Pro
yeah.
too. They made the Quest Pro pass through better
Mhm.
with software updates. I think they'll definitely do it with the Apple Vision Pro, and they'll get better and better. The last thing I'll say is, if you're not in the Apple ecosystem, again, like I told you that you can bring things in and do things. It's just not as easy. Like literally, we talked about the MacBook and just looking at it, and your screen pops into your headset. It's right there. All you gotta do is say yes, and it pops in your
Mhm.
headset. You don't have to click to nothing. It just all you have to do is gaze at it, and it will ask you if you want to bring it in. Same thing I think eventually will happen with your phone, or I think it does happen now with your
I
phone.
think it does with the phone.
Yeah. So it's just if you're in the Apple ecosystem, everything kind of works together, which is great. But the problem is with that is if you're not, and you don't get the full function of everything that's in the headset, which is a little bit unfortunate. There are ways around it, like I've just told you guys about, but it's definitely easier the other way. I will say that we're going to talk about cons, and I was gonna put the hand tracking as a pro, and then I thought I was gonna put it as a con, and I've been back and forth on it. And because me and Todd were talking about it earlier, while I will say that the micro gestures for navigating the UI is absolutely amazing, but doing other things like synth riders or just some of the other VR stuff is not great.
Terrible. Yeah.
But I haven't done
painting is
any. I
great. The
literally have
gate-
done synth riders once, and I did Soulspire once.
I've watched every single synth writers video I can find on YouTube, and not one person has said it's good.
Yeah, I haven't even tried.
In the video,
I know I
you
did
watch
try
that,
it once.
it's not
That was
good.
it. I tried it for like 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Because I don't like it anyway because there's no haptic
The
feedback.
gazing and the pinching to gaze that whole UI to just sit there and do this and looking around is genius.
It's
And
so
I haven't
the-
even tried it, but it just looks so intuitive.
The micro gestures, you did micro gestures
That's fine.
with Ultraleap when we were in, and that kind of blew us away with the way you can do the micro gestures.
I have that. I'm actually going to put it onto my big screen.
This makes that look not. I
Bad.
mean, that was really good.
That was
This
really
just
good,
makes that look like okay. You know what I mean? The micro gesture system here is so good, and like literally, I can almost be behind my back, and it'll still pick it up. So basically, it's a pinch and pull system. So you're just going to grab something, you grab it with your finger like this, and you put it up here. You move
You
it
know
over
who likes
here.
to pinch and pull things?
My mom.
He likes to tug and
Yeah,
run
she
too. But literally, that's all it is. Really, it's just grabbing a hold of the screen and then sliding it over, or putting it in this corner, or scrolling is super easy. It just picks up every little movement. Where like even today, I was in the Quest for a minute, and I didn't even have my controllers out. And I had to navigate the menu, and I was like trying to like use the pointer thing with my pinch finger, and I'm like, it just doesn't run as good. Like, while we can get lost in semantics with hand tracking, the micro gestures, but to me, like where Zuckerberg is not right here, which he said the hand tracking is way better. The hand on the Quest, it's just not exactly true.
Tracking it in a sense, like in Demio, for example, is flawless when you're picking up characters, throwing the dice. It just works. You could never do that in the Apple Vision Pro yet. But again, that's software fixable. There are problems.
Why couldn't I do that? What do you mean? I could do that. I could do it way better than the Quest.
No, you can't. You pinch it and then you throw it. You don't actually pick it up with your hands. You pinch it. You can pinch it. You can physically pinch it.
No. Just because you can't pinch anything now doesn't mean you can't. Like I can move my fingers.
Oh, I know that, but it doesn't do anything yet. That's what I'm saying. It's software fixable.
There's no apps that do it. Doesn't mean it can't do it. There's just no apps.
Well, there is. Game Room, for example, from Resolution Games should have been where I could pick up a piece.
Right, but they just didn't develop it yet.
They stuck with you have to pinch the piece.
I don't have to pinch everything. Like I can use my fingers, individual fingers. Now
you can poke things.
I can touch. I can curl things. I can like type with different fingers. So it's there. It just nobody's developed anything where I can actually physically grab it like that. I absolutely think it'll be there. Like I think it can be done. Just nobody's done it yet. Like I actually think the ability to
do it. Like synth writers, we just went over that. Like it's all hand tracked, and it's terrible. The latency is so bad because the latency for hand tracking with the Apple Vision Pro is 30 hertz.
Right.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
but that can be fixed with software.
Right, but what you're using as an example, which is Demio, would be super easy here. Like,
You don't think the 30 hertz would make a difference if someone quickly grabs the dice and throws it? Their
No,
hand would be all
no.
fucking janky. The occlusion would
no,
be
I mean,
off.
because I've done fast movements with my hands, and I haven't lost like tracking or anything like that. When you go too fast, Jesus Christ, you
stop
guys are
laughing.
fucking awful tonight. Let me just get to what I want to talk about. Pissing me off. All right, so when I move my hands fast enough, it doesn't like blur or anything like that, or it doesn't like go in different directions. It doesn't like jig out where all of a sudden I lose my hand, and that happens all the time in the Quest. It doesn't happen here like that in any way whatsoever.
I don't experience that in the Quest, so I'm
I had it happen to me today. Like literally, I was in today and I was trying to type in the menu the game I was trying to find, and like the point of the cursor that you have to do is just not tracked well. It doesn't work all the time. Like,
you're pinching to type in the Quest. You don't poke.
Yeah, no, I was looking. I was like grabbing the cursor and putting it on it, and then like
right.
and
Yeah, that is
to
a little
type.
funny for sure.
Yeah, it's just it's not. Again, if you're talking hand tracking in a game and just playing a game like Zuckerberg is talking about, like doing something else, I agree that would be better. But the whole navigation system of the micro gestures is way better in the Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah, the user interface is way better.
Yeah, for sure. No, I mean, it's like way better. Like, but there are some things that he said that we'll talk about that I agree with a lot of what he said. Todd, do we have his video?
We do.
And
because it's
the different companies made different design decisions for the headsets. All right, guys. So I finally tried Apple's Vision Pro. And, I have to say that before this, I expected that Quest would be the better value for most people since it's really good and it's like 7 times less expensive.
We're supposed to be hearing something because
I don't just think that Quest is the better value.
Oh, yeah, I hear it.
I think the Quest is the better product.
I don't.
And, the different companies made
anybody
different
else?
design decisions for the headsets. They have different strengths. But overall,
I don't know.
Quest
You guys
is
hear it?
better for the vast majority of things that people use mixed reality for.
I'll pause it and see if everybody hear that. Okay.
Do you guys hear the audio? D said,
I hear it. I hear it. I have audio
maybe
for the
it's
video.
2D.
I hear it. I hear it.
I don't know how the hell
That's
I
weird.
don't.
I was gonna say why that'd be weird if D couldn't hear it. Why is that weird?
I
At least
yeah.
everybody else does. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah.
Do you have the thing muted, D? Maybe. Do you have the screen muted?
She can't see the screen on the left side.
Oh, right. I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
Now, my friend Kenny is actually capturing this video on Quest's high-resolution mixed reality pass-through right now. We're just here in my living room, and you can see his browser windows and whatever else he's got running up here.
Okay, so I've got problems with this.
Mm-hmm.
The mixed reality that you're seeing isn't what that guy is sitting down is seeing. So when you record I do this all the time. When you record mixed reality on the Quest 3, it uses the outside cameras to record the mixed reality portion of what you're doing, then overlays what's inside the headset over top of that video.
Right.
That's not what you see in the headset.
No.
In the headset, it's 35-40% worse than that.
Yeah.
Now,
It does look great here, though.
Is it bad enough to be bad? No, to me, no. I work in this all the time, and I don't focus on, like, I'm not looking at my desk. I'm not looking at the pictures on the walls. I'm looking at work. Like, I'm working. So to me, the color pass through, it isn't good, but it doesn't bother me either.
Yeah, and again, while I say that the pass through for the Pro is better, I mean it should be better. It's a $3,500 headset. It should be better. It's not. It's not there yet.
Device is dumb. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not there yet. Like, it's not where I want it to be for $3,500. Like, and again, not that I didn't turn it on and look at my hands and go, wow, this looks great. But then all of a sudden, I turned my head quickly and I did see some warping. Like, do I still need to see warping here on a headset that's this expensive? Probably shouldn't be there. But I do think that it is better than the Quest 3, which go ahead, you can play. We'll see what else.
Quest 3 does high quality pass through with big screens, just like Vision Pro. But we also
And I'm a proponent for Quest. And I think he's wrong here too. You are locked into 3 screens that you cannot move on the Quest ecosystem. In the Apple, you can put them wherever the fuck you want. All over your house. Do whatever the hell. I can do that with third-party apps on the Quest.
Right, but not with
Immersed.
native Quest.
But natively on the Quest, like he's claiming in this video, you cannot do that. It's 3 screens. You're limited to a browser, YouTube video, remote desktop, and Horizon feed. Like that's it.
Yep.
So that part I didn't.
Can you anchor them in the Quest 3? You can anchor them, right? So you can have those 3 screens stay where they are, and
Just
you can walk over
together. Yeah, I can't anchor them independently.
Oh, okay.
I can anchor all 3 of them over there, but that's it.
So I can, so with the Apple Vision Pro, I
You
can
can put
have
one there, one here, one
I
in
can
the
have 12
bathroom.
12 screens open at one time, any
that's
size
cool.
I want.
Yeah, so
any
you can do that with
any
Immersed, and I can
configuration.
anchor them wherever I go.
Right.
So like when I'm at home and I put my headset on, I have a monitor array and the way I like it. When I go downtown and I put my headset on, it's completely different. And I don't have to, I never change anything. I just put it on, push the button, and all my monitor array is totally different in totally different spaces because I'm in a different space. But he's claiming the Quest does that by itself, and it doesn't do that.
No.
Where the Apple does do that.
They also designed it to be great for a lot of other things. Moving around, playing games, hanging out with friends and socializing, working out, and more. Quest,
Here's his biggest point. Pause that a second. This is a huge point. This is one of the biggest problems I have with the Apple. It's a very closed system. Like I can't do a lot of multiplayer things in here. And exactly what he said is, which I don't think I would do in this headset, is a lot of moving around. Like that's one of the things with this headset. Like when I've said it's been very comfortable and I don't think it's very heavy, it is. But everything I've done sitting. Like it's a headset where you're going to sit a lot. Now, could I stand? Yeah, I could stand. And I've done a couple of things like standing at my counter working where I didn't feel like sitting for the whole time. But you're not going to go do like pistol whip in this thing. You're not going to go do. I would be afraid it would come flying off my head and crack.
Yeah,
it, right. So what he's saying here, which is the social part of it, which absolutely Apple needs something because the only the thing you can do right now is use your persona to get into a social experience with somebody.
You should be able to join me and watch a movie or something.
Exactly. They got to figure that out.
Yeah.
And I think they will. Like the next iteration like this they'll have it with this one at some point, I think. But the next iteration, I guarantee, will have something like that. And then what he's saying, the gaming part of it, the moving around, the Quest 3 is so much better than out of all that.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's just a lot more comfortable. We designed it to weigh 120 grams less, which makes a really big difference on your face.
120 grams in the Apple?
When you move around.
Yeah, it's 123 grams less than the Apple Vision Pro.
Is that with the jockstrap?
Yeah. He doesn't say that either, right? Nobody uses that fucking thing. So
nobody. He doesn't even use it.
I doubt it.
I want to see the headset that he's got in his house.
I'm gonna go weigh my headset after this to see what it weighs with the S3 Plus and the battery because it's definitely heavier than the Apple Vision Pro.
I will say he's right though. Quest 3 is extremely comfortable now, especially when you do an aftermarket strap. And there's a lot of them even out there already that if you want different ones, you can. Like Kiwi's got a great one, and Bobo's got a couple great ones. And it's definitely for me, even though I think it's actually heavier than the Quest 2, or I think it's actually either as heavy or heavier than the Quest 2, if I remember correctly. But it doesn't feel that way to me anymore. That's because it doesn't protrude away from my face as far as the Quest 2 does, and it just feels like it's more balanced. But yeah, I think he's right with comfort. It's good.
And he does mention. Well, actually, we'll talk about it when he gets to that part.
It's a big deal. Our field of view is wider, and I found our screen to be brighter also. I also noticed that.
Yeah, that's a good one. Screen brightness. I was talking with Nima on Twitter, and he says that the screen is extremely brighter on the Quest than it is on the AVP. Have you noticed that?
I have not. I have zero issue.
Or maybe it's pass-through that he's talking about. Maybe the pass-through camera is brighter on the Quest.
Like in my environment. I mean,
He
my
has
environment is
those
as lit
footage
as
on
whatever the
Twitter.
environment I have is.
No, not environment. It's like your house.
That's what I mean. Like if I turn my lights up, it's going to be brighter. If I turn my lights down, it's going to be dimmer. I think it's got to be.
He's got a side-by-side comparison of his office.
Of his pass-through?
Same lighting with the Quest Pro and the Apple Vision Pro, and the Quest Pro is like 30% brighter, like a lot. Right?
But again,
I have software, right?
And I just haven't noticed anything like that. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm not concentrating on the brightness of it. I'd like to know what the nits are. Yeah, I'd like to know.
Yeah, and
compare the nits.
They don't tell you any of that stuff.
And is he comparing this to a Pro, or is he comparing it to a Quest 3 here?
Quest 3 and Apple Vision Pro.
No, but he's talking about a Quest Pro though, right?
No, Quest 3.
Okay. I was thinking maybe he was talking to Quest Pro with the local dimming, but he's talking.
No.
Screens are brighter on a Quest 3.
Yeah,
the screens are great on the Quest 3. I mean, the pancake lenses are awesome.
Yeah,
They're not micro OLED though.
No,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's
Colors
a-
aren't going to be as good for sure.
Okay.
You know, Apple's headset has this motion blur as you move around, which Quest is just a lot crisper. Now, Apple's screen does have a higher.
Quest still has its his issues. Like people have been bitching about the pass through on the Quest for months. You know what I mean? That was one of the biggest things. People were like, Quest pass through sucks. Now I get that this a $500 headset to a $3,500 headset, but all of a sudden now everybody's like, the Quest pass through is fantastic.
Yeah,
Better than the Apple Vision Pro. I mean, they're very. It is better in the Pro, but it's very similar. I can't come out and say, it's the best pass. It's definitely the best passer I've ever seen, but it's not like it's like it's like huge difference. You know what I mean? And there is blurring, but I still get blurring in my Quest 3.
Yeah, that's definitely not. I don't know what he means by it's better.
Yeah,
but I haven't tried the AVP either, so I got to keep telling people that because I don't know for sure.
Yeah,
that's why you're here.
Resolution. And that's really nice. But I was surprised by how many trade-offs they had to make to the quality of the device and the comfort and ergonomics and other aspects of the display and artifacts in order to get to that. Now, for input, Quest supports precision controllers that are great for games.
I'm sorry, Dee.
Both headsets support hand tracking, but I found ours to be a little more accurate.
You agree with that?
I was talking to T, so I missed what he was saying. What did he say?
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Hand tracking is better on the Quest.
Yeah, I think we just had that conversation. I think when you're talking about hand tracking for a game, when you're doing hand tracking, it is definitely better on the Quest because I think they have that dialed in. And they didn't remember when they started. They didn't.
It was terrible.
Hand tracking was terrible when it first started. They've done multiple updates on hand tracking to make it better over time, and I'm sure Apple will too. Where I will say it is better again. The navigation of menus with the micro gestures, and the swiping of screens to move screens around in your space. It is so intuitive, easy. The way they have it, you can tell anybody how to do it who's never touched a VR headset before, and it's almost immediate. It's like showing how somebody how to use a mouse. I mean, you pick it up in 10 seconds and you figure out how to use a mouse. The same thing here with the Quest. You're like, how do I hit the Quest button? I got to hold my thumb to here and do what? There's none of that here with that. Yeah. So while I agree with part of what he's saying, I disagree with the other part.
Is really nice. We actually had those sensors back in Quest Pro. We took them out for Quest 3, and we're going to bring them back in the future.
Pause. I have a problem with this too. It's not you. You had it in the Quest Pro, but why do you even bring it up here? The Quest Pro is $1,500, bro.
There's a reason why they took it out because it's
Then the eye tracking is absolutely amazing in this headset. It's way better than it was in the Quest Pro. The face tracking is better. The eye tracking is better. The eye tracking is one of the best I've ever seen. Again, $3,500 headset, but he's comparing it to the Quest Pro, which is a $1,500 headset when it launched. And then you can't bring it up here. Like it's weird to bring it up here.
It should not be brought up. Yeah.
The only thing I do love that he brought up here is we will see this back in another headset.
I think he's realized how much people like it.
People wanted it.
They want it. Yeah.
It should have been. It was a miss with the Quest 3. We wanted the eye tracking. Maybe even not the face tracking.
Yeah, I could have done without the face tracking, but the eye tracking.
The face tracking is so good on the Apple Vision Pro. It picks everything up, man. It's crazy how good it is. All right.
It's a nice interface. It's not perfect for everything, though. For typing or complex tasks, you're going to want things like hands or a keyboard or controllers or eventually a neural interface for those kind of inputs.
No different than the Quest.
Yeah. He wants a neural interface. Did you hear that? That's one thing I picked up there. They're going to they want to put a chip in your brain. Mark wants to put a chip in your brain.
Him and Elon are in cahoots.
Dude, I'm telling you, BCI is coming, man. We're going to see brain control interface.
This immersive content library is a lot.
Pardon my French, but no fucking way.
I was going to say, D, are you up for it? Are you putting a chip in your brain? I'm
doing it in paraplegics.
You know I would do it. You know I would do it. I would be
you
like,
are fucking crazy. Pardon
I would
my
do it, and I'll
French
probably
again.
pay. I'd pay to do it. I'd be like, yeah,
If they could turn me into a Terminator and make one of my eyes glow, I'm in.
Can you imagine Todd as a Terminator? He'd be the nicest Terminator ever. I'm gonna kill you, eh?
I'll be back, eh?
I'll be back, eh?
Oh shit.
deeper. We've been
Um,
working with studios building virtual
No,
mixed reality
I've got a
games and other
phone to my
content for a
frickin'
long
ear.
time now.
I've got a phone
And
in my
if you want to watch
hand.
YouTube or
No. I've got screens right here on a couple of no.
plug in, D. You're like a
No.
robot. You got to plug your brain in. Come
Fuck no.
on. What Mark's talking about here, there's a ton of things. Like again, I agree with a lot of people that are like, well, man, I can do that on my Quest. And to me, it is a big point. The Quest is a fantastic headset. And everything that I'm saying here tonight, I don't want to say anything bad about. I love my Quest headset, and I absolutely will go to it every time I want a game, doing some amazing things in this headset. About to check out some amazing games that you get that are going to be coming soon that I can't wait to do. But I just don't want to compare the two. Like to me, they're completely different. Like I get why he's doing what he's doing, and it's super brilliant. This whole thing that he did, I think, is super smart.
Yes.
And
Agreed.
you know what happens to Zuckerberg now? He has changed because of Apple. He looks like the good guy now. Everybody loves Mark Zuckerberg
Everybody hates Chris. What?
because of the amount of people that hate Apple and hate that the price of this headset is
loving Meta.
$3,500.
Yeah.
They're loving Meta. This is brilliant, and this is what I wanted to see. I want to see Apple come in, do what they do, make a great headset, but lift up everything else. So a lot of the things that people that are not into VR have found with the Apple Vision Pro, we've been able to do for a long time. We just haven't been able to get people to take notice.
Right.
The Apple Vision Pro and Apple have done that now. They've made the mainstream take notice of what we've been able to do for a while in these headsets. What he's showing you here, doing sporting events and doing other different types of media in the headset, have been done for a while on the Quest. Apple's just doing it a little bit better for a lot more money.
And they're advertising it, and they're showing people that you can do these things. Show
Yep.
me a Quest ad that isn't about gaming.
Yeah, I mean,
I think you're going to see them now.
dude, this is brilliant by Zuckerberg. This is a brilliant move for him to go after Apple like this and go head to head. Even though it shouldn't even be a comparison, like it shouldn't be.
It's a game console, like
Brilliant move.
and a laptop. They're totally different.
But it's brilliant. It's brilliant. Literally, he comes out of this looking like this freaking good guy. Nobody's talking today about Meta and them stealing your data and how evil he is, and he's a freaking cyborg. Nobody's talking about that.
Lizard man. It's all gone. Yeah.
What are they talking about? Man, Zuckerberg came out and he freaking roundhouse kicked Apple right in the teeth. And Apple's like, yeah, whatever.
Fired.
Like, we don't care. We don't care. We're fucking Apple, dude. We don't care.
Yeah, but I think the sales for Q1 on Quest 3 are going to be amazing.
Absolutely.
Because people are going to buy this or
great
see
for
it and be
VR.
like, I'm taking it back because it costs too much money, or I'm not buying one because it costs too much money. Let's go buy Quest 3 and see what we can do.
Hell yeah.
I think it's great.
All right, let's finish him up.
YouTube or play Xbox on a big screen anywhere you go. That's only available on Quest for now.
And I have done that.
So, you know, when I look around,
It worked
it
good.
seems like there are a lot of people who just assumed
Let's pause for a
that
second. I just want to say one thing. You can do YouTube in the Quest and the Vision Pro. It's just not an app. You just have to open up you have to open up a
browser and go to YouTube.
browser and go to YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he
That's
wants to
too
bring
much
things-
work.
like
Yeah.
he's trying to take little jabs here and there. Like he's like jabbing. He's like, boom. Hey, I'm gonna hit you with this. Well, I can do that. Like I've been in YouTube every day in this Apple Vision Pro. In the morning, I put the newest, whoever dropped the new video that I follow, I watch their video while I'm scrolling through my emails. I have it playing in one big window over here, and I do it every day. So it's not a big deal. It's just eventually we're gonna have an app that I can click on and do that, and it'll be there. All right.
Vision Pro would be higher quality because it's Apple and it costs $3,000 more. But, you know, honestly, I'm pretty surprised that Quest is
Notice how many times he's mentioned that it's
I know.
$7 more, $3,000 more. It's so much more money. It's so much more expensive.
Here's
much
where he
better
lays it
for the
down.
vast
The Quest
majority
is
of
so
things
much better.
that people use these headsets for with that price differential. Now, look, I know that, you know, some fanboys get upset whenever.
Oh, he
anyone
just
dares to
nailed
question
all the
Apple's new
fanboys.
computer in a new category.
Uppercut to the
But the
fanboys.
reality is that every generation of computing has an open and a closed model. And yeah, in mobile, Apple's closed model won. But it's not always that way. If you go back to the PC era, Microsoft's open model was the winner. And in this next generation, Meta is going to be the open model. And I really want to make sure that the open model wins out again.
They're somewhat okay. So here's the
A
other
little
thing.
bit of a stretch.
It is. Meta's not an open. I mean, they allow you to sideload, but it's not the simplest process. They could absolutely open it up easier.
Yeah.
So they do allow you to sideload and do certain things. So, but it's not what you would
It's
consider.
not as open source or open as the
not an
Microsoft
open source.
system with
It's
any
not
of
as closed as Apple.
True.
But
Absolutely.
it's not as open as what he's saying here. For
Yeah.
sure.
Future is not yet written. So, I want to take a moment to just thank everyone who's been building with us for more than a decade. That goes for both Quest and the Ray-Ban Meta glasses, which are doing way better than I even hoped that they would. As the old saying goes, the best way to predict the future is to invent it. So, I'll see you all out there.
Nice quote, Mark. Nice quote.
You know that's a quote from
It's a movie quote, and it's from one of the
Yeah.
bad guys in the movie.
I can't remember the name of the movie. Damn it.
And I'm a movie nut. I wish I could have heard with this.
I know, D.
Oh,
D had to sit through the
son
whole
of
thing
a
and listen to it.
bitch.
Oh, it was quiet
Moment of
the whole time?
silence, dude. Yes.
Yes, she couldn't hear her. That's what sucked. That's why I was
gotta be
talking to
someone
her
you're
in
in.
that one scene. I
Yeah,
feel
it's
bad.
definitely someone you're in. If everybody else can hear it, that's weird.
That's
Yeah, I thought I might have had it like nothing.
So I will say this. I'm going to applaud Mark Zuckerberg for a fantastic marketing move. That is fantastic, dude. Like literally, he has basically he stepped through this thing and he has become now a kind of a hero. Like he is like
He's the anti-hero.
he's like, dude, I'm
Okay,
giving
so
you
now
all
he's
this for
he's baby
$500
face.
bucks.
He's not a heel anymore. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
and think about all the people that were like, Quest 3 is $500. That's crazy.
Wow, why couldn't they
Doesn't
make
look
it
crazy
$3.99
now.
like the Quest 2 was? What the
Horrible.
hell?
Doesn't look crazy anymore, does it? $500, man, that's affordable. I can do everything the Apple. He basically just said, we can do everything the Apple Vision Pro can do
What's more
and better.
for 7 times less?
Better. Now he's not right, but he can say it for sure. You can say anything you want.
Yeah.
He's not exactly right because there is a ton of stuff that you can do. You just can't do it as good. Like we talked about that
You'd
earlier.
be expected to it 7 times cheaper, right?
No, exactly. Yeah, I mean, but again, to me, it's weird trying to compare the two. Like,
Yeah.
this is the Quest 3 to me is a gaming headset. Now you use it for workflow. For me, particularly, it hasn't been something.
There's nothing else. This could be something else.
Right. For me, it hasn't been like even entertainment. I've been in the big screen. It's okay, and I've done some of the other apps where you can watch movies. It's been okay at best. It's not easy to do. Like literally, I don't think I'll ever watch a movie the same way. I watched Avatar in 3D the other night. Holy shit, dude. Avatar's how old of a movie? The CGI is like super outdated. It looks phenomenal on the headset. Like everything looks so good and so sharp, and the 3D pops on the screen. And we haven't even talked about the spatial videos that you can do now too, and with the cameras, which blow your mind the way they look, especially in the headset.
You noticed how he put out the patch for that, like
Yeah. Oh
like
yeah.
the day after launch.
That's
Now
what
you
it
can
is.
do that. You can't make the videos on the Quest, but you can watch them.
This is going to be better. Like everything's going to be better on the Quest. Like they're going to push to do everything they can do to compete with Apple, and which is great for us. Like everything's going to be better. Like it's going to be, everything's going to be better. I love that he's doing this. Like to me, it's such a smart move. Like I think the Quest is going to rock and roll this spring. Quest 3, or when this Quest Lite launches, if they do a good job, whatever
They
this
might
Quest
totally
Lite
be
is,
revamping what that Quest Lite looks like.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm curious as to see if they can come out with that Quest Lite that's $299 for the higher end model of whatever it's going to be, like the bigger size. They can have it at $512 for $299. Game changer.
Shit.
Game changer.
$299.
Won't have controllers.
Maybe. What if they come up with a cheaper controller?
For $299. That's a deal.
I'm saying.
Like that's an impulse Christmas
Dominate.
present again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is here. Like they're not, it's not a competition between Apple and Meta. Not right now, because Apple doesn't care. Like Apple is coming out of this. They want this to be the new iPad. They know that this is the beginning of where they're eventually going to go. So this iteration is not what they want to make money on. They don't care. Like people are like, well, everybody's returning these things. They don't care. They don't care. They had their mindset of what they were going to do. If you think they cared, they would have done it for a cheaper price. But they don't care. They just don't care. This is not their moneymaker. This is to get people talking about VR and AR, make it acceptable, get a buzz around it, and then when they come out,
store,
exactly, testing it and demoing it every day.
Yeah, but how many thousands of people walk into the Apple store to do this demo and walk by all the iPads and think, oh, fuck, I could buy my aunt one of those.
This is their start. This is their start of their iPad headset. This is what iPad is going to quickly go away. Like this is going to be it. Like eventually, where they want to be is no iPhone, no iPad. They want to be spatial computing, AR in a small, compact AR VR.
I can see it changing an iPad, but I can't see it replacing your phone. Like you're going to put a headset on a phone call? That'd be fucking stupid.
If it's, I do it in my glasses now.
If it's glasses, yeah, but it hooks up to your phone.
Yeah, but what if you do? What if eventually you don't need the phone?
Yeah, eventually, if it's small enough to be like visor or smaller, like Ray-Bans, and you can just put them on and make a phone call.
I mean, how far do you think we're away of the Meta Ray-Ban glasses having a phone chip built into them? Just to do phone now. I'm not talking about you can doing all the other things, but to put a phone chip in it where you can actually function as a phone and take calls and
without, because you can do that now.
Yeah,
but it pairs to your phone.
Yeah, you could have some type of pad to do everything else.
It'd be cool to see a Meta where you can like dial in AR or something by poking.
Oh yeah, no, I want to interface. Yeah, I don't think we're that far away. Is what I'm saying. Like I don't think I want to interface through my glasses and do.
Without having
I'm not saying I need to do like everything on the phone. Like I don't need like a full blown like XR2 chip in my headset.
No.
But I just need something I can function with and do certain things on. That will overlay directions on my headset or my glasses.
Yeah, that'd be fucking.
I mean, I think there's a future where there is no phone. There's no iPad. There's all that's gone. There's no earbuds. You got glasses.
Neuralink.
Brain interface, D.
Fuck no.
Brain interface.
I will stop gaming right now
earbuds.
if that means
what if they just throw the glasses
chip
to your face and you got to wear them?
You have to go to an Apple store to get the battery changed.
Fuck no. No.
Oh, so, BMF is a Facebook fanboy. Everything is amazing. Is that? I don't know. I thought he was pretty good today. Well, he was doing a meta video, like again, doing Mark Zuckerberg on there. I thought he was pretty fair. I mean, Matt
even did a review video that said, the headset's fantastic, but I can't recommend it to anybody. It's $4,000.
Again, that's where I am with this, and I'll have a full blown like video coming soon of like exactly everything, like step by step of what I'm doing, and I'll even have a video coming of my top 5 apps so far that I've enjoyed with the Vision Pro. But I'm not telling everybody that you shouldn't use their Quest 3. Like Quest 3 is a great headset for what it is. It's the best VR headset right now. Like a full blown gaming VR headset, it's freaking amazing. It's for the price. It's probably what you should be buying. Like it's one of the only things I would tell you to go buy now. Like you should go buy now the app, the Meta Quest 3, and then if you can afford it, go get the Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's an amazing piece of tech. That's all I can say. Like, it's all I can say. I'm very lucky that I'm able to get it because I can kind of use it for certain things. But I've used it way more, Todd, than I thought I would as a non-gaming headset.
I'm surprised.
Dude, it has taken
I'm talking about
away
me
from VR gaming.
That's what I mean. And again, I know everybody's been saying the same thing, D. They're like, you're in your honeymoon period. And I'm like, I've had things where I've been in these honeymoon periods before with other headsets. And this is different for me. It's not gaming. Like, and I'm already 2 weeks in, and I'm not going to put a VR headset on tonight, but I'll go down and play some Helldivers before I go to bed in my headset, or I'll go down and I'll probably watch a little bit.
300-inch flat screen.
Yeah, I know.
In the headset.
Literally, and I'll tell you guys, like for me, I don't watch movies. I don't watch TV. We have 2 TVs in my house. I could care less. I could take them down tomorrow. I wouldn't care. My wife and my daughter watch them sometimes. We're not a TV family. I used to be a big movie person, but when I started to do VR, I got away from it completely. Like I used to own like all kinds of DVDs. I used to want the best TVs. I had a huge surround sound system in my basement. It's not, to me, I like all those things, but I lost my enjoyment of those things when I found virtual reality. So to me, I don't watch anything unless I'm traveling. Then I'll watch something. Like I watched The Last of Us, the first season, and not even the whole thing yet. I think I have like 2 episodes left.
Watch that. So
On a
much.
plane, like, but I would never sit down in front of a TV and watch anything. Like, I watched the Super Bowl the other night because we went to a
my
party.
God.
But it's the first minutes of football I've watched in years. Like, I just don't.
Yeah.
It's not something I do, but I've watched 5 movies in the last 2 weeks because it's like it's amazing again to me. It's like a fresh new thing. It's like completely different. I don't know. I feel comfortable with a VR headset on. I don't know. Like, I feel comfortable being in an environment. I don't. When I'm sitting in my living room watching a flat TV, I feel cheated. I feel like it's boring to me. But it's different when I'm watching it. I watched, which I always do. I watched Ready Player One all over again in 3D.
How many times I've watched that? I love watching that in the headset.
Dude, every time I get a
So
new
much
headset,
fun.
I watch it in there.
It's so
But
much fun.
This was different. The experience was better than I've ever had before.
That's
I
cool
don't know.
because like my wife likes to watch TV in our house. My kids don't watch TV very much. They watch YouTube on their computers. I hardly ever watch TV unless I'm in bed.
Mhm.
Because mainly because I don't have anything that I could wear in bed. Like my Quest is so uncomfortable to lay down on. It's ridiculous. So I would never use that.
Yeah.
So I sit, like, my wife will be in the living room watching, Grey's Anatomy or something on TV, and I'll sit in the recliner with my Quest on Netflix, and I'll watch a movie.
Nice.
So
Love it.
to have that better experience with the Apple Vision Pro, I'm jealous.
Yeah, it's cool. Like, and like we
Yeah.
were talking, like if you already have a TV in your house, right? But you're like, oh, I want to upgrade and get the greatest TV, but you can keep the one you have still, so everybody else can use what they want to use, which is probably fine. And you were going to spend $4,000 on a amazing new TV. Why wouldn't you just go do this? And you get everything else that goes along with it, like media.
Yeah.
But if you already got a TV, like who doesn't have a 56 or 55-inch TV on the wall right now? You know
Yeah,
what
and
I
I
mean?
agree. Like even like in my house, I like the fanciest TV, so I used to. I haven't bought a TV in 8, 9 years probably, but I used to always buy the fanciest TVs because I wanted them. My kids could give a rat's ass what the TV looked like as long as it played the movie and
Right.
played
Close to play
YouTube.
Blue's Clues.
Yeah,
Well,
they
you-
didn't give a shit when they were young. My wife
Who
doesn't
doesn't?
care as long as it like
Who
it's a
doesn't love
40
Blue's
it's a
Clues?
tiny 48-inch TV or something in the living room upstairs. She could care less as long as it plays her shows.
I want to play it.
So
I want
I
a
was gonna
200
buy
inch screen.
myself a 50-inch plasma, or not plasma, but an OLED TV or something. for
Plasma.
$4,000.
Holy
Yeah,
crap!
I'm dating myself.
I
An
had one of the
OLED
first
TV.
plasmas, dude. It weighed 400 pounds.
I know.
I had to have 4 people hanging on the wall with me.
I'll
I
take
would buy an
take my
AVP.
I'll
sure.
take my projector. I'll put it 200 inches on my frickin' wall, and I'll sit this far frickin' away from it. There
It'll
we
be-
go.
It would be
I'm set.
crap. It'll be crap.
Whatever.
definitely-
This
It's
is
definitely
Dee.
different than
Dee, I want you
Yeah.
to put this headset on. I just do. You would be like,
I'm-
holy shit! It's just different. Like if you're going to spend for a projector and spend for a beautiful wall, those nice
Dude, I spent
projectors that
$400
come
on
out
a
of the
projector,
like the ground and the floor.
dude.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
right.
just, to me, to be able to put it wherever I want it to go, like I'm not limited to where I ever have it. Like I can do this anywhere with this headset. Those are the things that are cool. Like, I mean, there's just, and again, I'm not saying that everybody should go out and buy it. I'm just saying that there are some pretty amazing things with this thing that blow me away. And I can do this in a Quest 3, but it's not the same. It's not
Yeah.
the same. It's not the same as my 75-inch plasma.
It's like
Grandpa.
comparing. I said this to someone else at work yesterday. It's like comparing a gaming laptop to a Chromebook.
Yeah.
The gaming they're both laptops. They both do Google Docs. They both do edit documents, watch YouTube, go on Netflix. They both can do exactly the same thing. You'll just have a way better experience on a gaming laptop than you will on a Chromebook.
Agreed.
So,
Yeah.
I think it's the same comparison.
Bottom line, good for Mark. Good for Mark to come out of
Yeah.
this looking like a hero.
Coming out,
Dude.
guns firing.
Yeah, man. He's like he's training for the UFC and he freaking like gut punched Tim Cook. Kicked him right in the balls.
That should
I
be
love
the thumbnail for that video.
Seriously, I love it, man. I think it's great. I think it's great.
Neutral Stranger
and-
says gaming laptops play games. It's sort of Chromebooks. They just play shittier games.
yeah, just crap your games. Yeah,
It's a good comparison.
yeah. Again, if
No
you're
argument.
all about I want to do nothing but gaming, then yeah, you would have it. And that's
You'd buy
VR
the
gaming.
gaming laptop.
Then you would then go. You should do the Quest 3. But I mean, like if you're a huge media person and you're like and you want to be able to do workflow stuff and you want to be in a VR headset or you want that experience, I really would consider it. Like literally, that would again. I've been saying if you want to buy a laptop or a MacBook, then I would go with the headset over the MacBook. But if you're a video person or a media person and you consume a ton of media and you already have TVs in your house, but you're thinking about going and buying another one to upgrade, I would absolutely think about this instead. And all the other things that you can do with it, it's crazy good, man. Then it's a value. Because if you're going to spend $5,000 on a crazy new TV,
No.
that's 60, 70, 85 inches, why not get this? It does so much more, and you can make it whatever size you want and wherever you want in your house. You're not limited to hanging on your wall in one room. I can take it anywhere.
You could even have a TV in your living room, a TV in your bathroom, a TV in your bedroom, and a TV on your fridge.
Just literally,
walk
and
around
you
your house and watch.
just walk around your house. That's what's great too, is you can anchor them anywhere and just
That's
like
cool.
walk around and like, I don't know. When we start getting the other spatial anchors, when you can keep things in your environment, like not screens, but like
It's coming to Quest.
doodads, knickknacks,
Anchors.
and I want doodads. See, I want doodads hanging around.
I'm good.
All right, that's our Apple. That's our Mark Zuckerberg declares war on Apple thing. I think that's pretty cool. We're getting very close to the end, but I have a surprise for everybody. Surprise! And we're going to unveil something tonight for the first time ever. Everybody's been waiting for the 2024 CES video, and Impact Reality has been hard at work. Elliot and Skiva and everybody has been hard at work on getting this video ready. Everybody knows the video from last year was a huge amount of fun. A lot of people there. It was really cool. And we did it was a great video by the Grey Wolves. The Grey Wolves shot this video again, and then Elliot and Skiva came in and did a lot of the editing. But it was a ton of fun. It was a really good party. And Todd, we get to unveil the video for the first time ever. Love it, man. Love it.
I can hear it.
So, like,
Hopefully you can hear it.
and it was weird because Tasselhoff was asking me right before the thing started. He was messaging me and Todd and like, you guys should put a camera up in a corner somewhere and just live stream the entire event.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you crazy?
Fucking that's
People
never
are
gonna happen.
drinking. Things are
You know
happening.
What kind of
I
shit
mean,
happens at these parties?
This is a very curated video. I'm like, can you imagine what that would look like? I mean, God, Assassin 32, MickyBerr,
you were there.
you all know Wes.
Brandon VR, you were there.
VR was there. It gets pretty damn crazy at these parties. And all right, Todd, roll the clip. Very cool, man. That is the first time I've seen that video.
Mm-hmm.
I have been I've been not wanting to watch it. I was like, everybody, they kept showing it to me. And they're like, oh, will you check this? And I'm like, nope, I don't want to see this. I don't want to look at any of this. I didn't look at I didn't listen to the music. I didn't want to see any of the cuts they were doing. I said, I know you guys will make it amazing. It'll be great. I don't want to see any of it. And man, that came out really, really good.
It looked really good. Yeah, they did a good job.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yep.
Some of the comments.
He's like, wow, I should have been there. You should have been there, D.
Well, now I wish I could have heard it too.
Oh, did you not hear it again?
No.
Something on your end, D, because everybody else can
There
hear
is
it.
nothing on my end. I hear everything else. Nothing is muted.
It's so weird. I don't
We
know.
can't mute that for you, so I don't know.
I don't know, dude.
It's so crazy.
There was the comments in the chat that's saying that they wish there was name tags on all the people so they know who they were.
I know. So I just give you like Kyle Reisenbeck from Upload VR was there. Jay Bratt, Nacy you saw in several shots, Adam Bombardi, of course Skiva and Jasmine, Todd, Wes,
Ultraleap,
myself, people from Ultraleap, Crystal from B Haptics, Tigress was there, and a couple of different shots. One of the other Outer Worldly was there. Who else did we have?
Scott from Combat Waffle, Kensai Gaming was in there.
Yeah, Kensai Gaming. MickyBerr was in there as well. You saw Jeff Rayner in several of those shots. Amanda Watson, who was those demos that you saw on the Quest 3 headset, was her showing everybody at the party for the first time ever the Citra mod, which allows you to play the Nintendo
games.
Yeah, Nintendo games in your headset. So that was Amanda Watson who was there doing that, the developer of that. She was there. Oh my God, there was Sweeviver. If anybody is OG out there knows, remember Sweeviver, who now works for Pimax. But Martin, he was used to be a YouTuber. He was there. Robin's Reality was there. Goddess Robin is what I meant. Yep. Was there.
Cass and Sherry, that's right. They were there.
Yep. Kaz and Sherry were there. Disco VR was not there this year, unfortunately. With her new baby, she was not there. Yep. But who else did we have? We had a lot of people from IMAX.
The MRTV crew, Sebastian Ong was there.
Yeah, that was cool. Sebastian and Marco from MRTV. Yes, we've ever had Chinese cigarettes. He did too.
Did he really?
Oh my God, they were so gross. I almost died. Cherry were awesome. They stayed almost the whole night, had such a good time. Short Stacks VR, if everybody knows Short Stacks, he was there. Ashley Director was there. Wise Director from VR Central was there, of course. God, there was so many. There's so many more people I couldn't even imagine. I mean, there was 300 people plus there, so it's just so many people from the VR industry. But it would have been cool to have name tags. And what we did tell is a lot of people were trying to wear their CES badge, but even then it kind of hangs low or it's behind you can't see it. But yeah, there was just so many cool people there. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anybody. I said Jay Bratt and his editor John. Of course, Scott from Combat Waffle Studios, who helped put that on for us. And that bar is awesome, guys. Like, this is the second video you guys have seen from there. That is Player One arcade bar. Yeah. And it is the most amazing place. We actually closed the entire place this year, which we didn't last year. We only had part of it. But we had the entire place this year closed down just for our party. Tons of people. Those amazing cards that you saw at the end with the card decks. We should grab a couple of those, Todd, and kind of like give them away. Maybe coming up, Tass has them. So let's do that next week. Tass, next week, maybe we'll have you come on, show off some of those card decks. I don't even have one. I've given all mine away now. I need to get some back. We'll show some of those card decks, and maybe we'll give away 2 or 3 of them to the chat.
Yeah, because we had like 50 or more that we brought back with us.
Oh yeah, well we had extra made, so we have extra. So I think we gave away a couple hundred of them, like 200 and something of them, but we had 500 made, so we have more that we're going to use for other things. But I think we'll give them a few. We'll give a few away. It'll be pretty amazing. But yeah, we'll have Tass maybe come on the air next week and show them to everybody, and then we'll. So yeah, everybody come back next week, and we'll do like 2 or 3 sets and give those away. But great video, great job, Elliot. Great job to Skiva. Yeah, all around a good job, right?
Yeah, that was awesome.
The first video was so good. I don't know. It's tough for me to choose. Now.
Definitely, I like the first one better. I think, but
First one was so good. And great job to the Grey Wolves too for shooting all that. That's not easy. You know, there's a lot going down that night, and yeah,
and a ton of drunk people that they got to deal with to get all these shots, and yeah.
You know who we were missing this year was the rendered reality guys who didn't make it this year. They were there
didn't
last
make
year.
it.
But they had an absolute great time the year before, and it's just a lot of fun. So, yeah, man, that was cool. That was my first time watching it.
And the Arcaxer devs were there.
Yeah, yep, Arcaxer guys were there. There was a lot of developers there. It was cool, man. It was a lot of people that like Red Ace, who's the guy that has the glove, the Sense glove you saw in that picture, the haptic glove. Alex VR, of course. I got to mention Alex VR. He was there. Yeah, it was awesome.
Cool.
All right, I think that's going to be it for us tonight. Yeah, Creeper Betty. I'm sorry, Elvert and Creeper Betty were both there. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, that's right.
My wife, she was there. Todd's Todd's wife, you weren't there.
No, my wife.
Alex's wife, Brittany, was there. My wife, Stephanie, was there. Yeah, it was just cool. It's a great party. Mickey Barrios being there was a big thing. Brandon VR being there, it was awesome. It was Elvert. It was cool having you guys there. It was cool seeing, and hopefully, maybe more people can come out next year and come to the party because it's Michelle Dillon was there, of course, Wes's wife, and Wes. But yeah, I mean, it's 300 people. I could go on all night. But that's what we're going to call it, guys. It's been a long night. Thanks for hanging in there. D, I wish you could have heard it. You got to watch it now off air. We'll watch it together off air as soon as this is over.
Figure out how to fix that. Yeah.
But thank you guys for hanging out. This will probably be the last time we go into depth on the Apple Vision Pro. I know it's time to put it to bed. I'll have a couple of videos, but I think that's the last time we really go into too much depth on the show. I know everybody's probably getting tired of it. So, yeah. All right, guys, we appreciate you. We will see you next week. Virtual Strangers, take a look out for, I don't know, maybe tomorrow. I don't know, Wes, we doing something tomorrow night or doing something on Sunday? Who knows? Otherwise, we'll see you next Thursday. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.